Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mount Olive High School in Flanders, New Jersey. As champion athletes, Apex Wrestling School and the Harrington Company brings you the GSHSWrestling.com's coverage of the 38th Annual Morris County Wrestling Championship. I'm your host, Donald Brower. With me on the call for the 10th year is head coach Stephen Baig of Mendham, and making it a three-man booth for the first time ever is James Clarke. Welcome to this tournament, guys.
Welcome. It's great to be here.
Yep, it's good to be back on the mic again with Don, and obviously, James, good to have you again.
Oh, absolutely, Coach, 100%.
Yeah, I know you've done some commentating in the past, interviews with a lot of the wrestlers coming off the finals as well.
Absolutely.
This here matchup at 106, Cameron Santz, a promising freshman from Del Barton, 24-3, versus Jaden Mendez, a junior from Dover, 18-4. Mendez has kind of come on in this tournament and surprised a lot of people.
Oh, he's had a great tournament. He pinned in the finals against the Parsippany Hills kid, I believe it's Fogok. And he did an excellent job. Very impressed that he's here in the finals. I know every morning he's early to Dover High School, lifting weights, running, and keeping his weight down and staying in shape throughout the season. As we enter into the finals also, Del Barton has a handy lead with 316.5 points, followed by Mount Olive with 207.5, and Jefferson is in third with 141 points. Distancing from there is Parsippany in fourth place, or Par Hills in fourth place, 107 points, and they've really had a good tournament. This is the first time Par Hills has been the top five forever.
Totally. Santz is doing a great job, though. But, I mean, Par Hills has, how many kids in the finals? They have, Forgat, they have McGinty, they have some other ones.
Well, Forgat not in the finals, but
you know what I mean?
Placing-wise, though, yeah, medal rounds.
And that's really good for them.
So like you said, staunch freshman, number one seed here in the tournament. Tech fold in the opening round. Then Tech fold again against against Aiden Riley from Mendham. And then Tech fold a third time against Brody Neal from Westmore Central. That's how he made his way to the final. Mendez was the third seed. He had a major decision, 10-0 over Marina from Morris Hills, and then pinned his way to the semifinals and finals.
And obviously you were saying, talking about the team scoring, this is one of those where you look at, you're looking at Del Barton going for the 15th straight, should have it in the bag. And then who's the race for the top public team? Like you said, Mount Olive's up there. They got some other ones. Mount Olive should take it, but, Yeah,
they've got a sizable lead over Jefferson, but Jefferson's had a really good tournament as well.
And Jefferson's got some really good upper weights, and they got Vander Meulen going, Connolly, so they got a shot. I mean, it'll be close, but I think it's going to be Mount Olive.
It's already 13-2 after one period for Santz. Impressive.
Santz is just
really impressive.
And you know what, though? You got to give credit here to Mendez. Dover, having a kid in the finals, go back a couple years. We weren't talking about that. They were barely keeping kids in that program. They were getting kids, freshmen and junior and sophomores, who were just learning wrestling a year or two and then out. To get a kid like this in the finals, that's got to invigorate the program.
Yeah, they've really come along, over the last few years. Especially having nobody in the finals. I would like to go back to see the last time Dover had somebody in the finals, actually.
I can't think of it since we've done it.
I don't believe since we've done it. I'm trying to think of the upper weight they had in the past when Bullock was the head coach. But, yeah, that's about it. So just a little interesting this year. We're filming right now on the second match, so the finals. But also currently going on at the same time is the third, fourth match and the fifth, sixth match. So if you hear additional whistles and stuff like that, and you can see it in the background, that's why that's occurring this year. They didn't spotlight the mat. So it's a little bit different way to run the finals here. Right now, Staunch has got, obviously, Mendez.
This is going to close it out here if he doesn't get the pin. He's going to get the tech here.
He's going to get the tech anyway. So really nice job. Made quick work. So that was done in 3 minutes and 5 seconds. He got a tech fall, 18-2. And I think these finals are going to move pretty quick. We've already got 2 finals done. And actually, that's it. All 3 matches are already done.
Yeah,
so 106 is to completion. They're going to wrestle the 13-pound matches now. Then they will take a break, and they'll do all the medals for the top 6. So what do you think? Do you like the way this finals set up, Don, James?
Not really.
No?
It's very, very weird, and it's a lot of wrestling going on for sure. I just missed the single spotlight match for sure.
I agree. As a coach, and this is my 24th year coaching, and what was it, my 19th as head? We'll let Don go real quick. I think we have a sponsor.
If you want to become a sponsor, just click on the your logo here, or click on admin at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Let us help you help advertise your business. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, follow us on GardenStateHSWrestling.com on Facebook, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling.
So going back to this, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist. We got the 113 matches all going now at the same time, but it's a lot, and it's hard because you're watching different matches and you don't want to get distracted from the finals. And so me being that traditionalist, I liked it when, the ADs in charge got into suits and we spotlighted the middle mat and made it very traditional, and it's special for the kids. I know my kids, when I said it at practice, they were disappointed, and I don't have anybody in the finals, but they're like, Coach, that's kind of what we want to strive to be, to get into a final where I'm highlighted and spotlighted like that. So, that is being missed, but we're here, and it's still going on anyway, and it's still good quality wrestling here at the Morris County Tournament.
100%. And now, right now, Hagginson leads this one 4-1 right now over McGinty of Park Hills. So it's definitely been impressive for both of them so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Hagginson was the #1 seed. Dominated his way to the finals with a fall over Knox Kosman in 2:26 from Mendham. Then beat Conte with a tech fall in 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and then pinned his way to the finals over Cooper from Booton. So really nice job. And then McGinty pinned his way into the finals as well. So you got two state qualifiers, top wrestlers that are wrestling right now. So currently a 4-2 match. Haggison's in on not quite a front head. There he snapped to a front head, tried to go behind. But McGinty's in on the single leg. He's going to have to do a little bit of work and not stay on the mat to finish the shot off. And McGinty's getting spread out. He really needs to come up to a base right now. This isn't a good position for him. And you can see now Haggison's trying to cross-face and step over that ankle. If he does that and gets hip to hip, he'll score his 2. But with short time left on the clock, nobody's going to score. It's going to remain 4-2 going into the second period.
Now these are two quality kids right here in this final, and sometimes you get another one where it sneaks through, and Hagginson, one of the top wrestlers here for Mount Olive.
Yeah, and coming into today also, just as a note, you got your top 2 teams. Del Barton had 13 wrestlers entering into the tournament today. They were in second place. Mount Olive was actually in first place coming in this morning with also 13 wrestlers continuing to wrestle. Del Barton advanced a few more wrestlers than Mount Olive did, and that's why you see that point differential the way it is.
It's a tight matchup here, 4-2 right now for Hagginson leading over McGinty, but both of these wrestlers, of course, could really compete for a state medal this year, especially Hagginson, who was a state medal winner at one point, and McGinty looking for his first at some point as well.
Yeah, and McGinty, at least he's a junior. I think he could go down to Atlantic City and make some real noise this year. And this would be a year that he definitely could get himself on the podium. That'd be representing Morris County Wrestling pretty well, having 2 13-pounders on the podium.
And not only that, McGinty's leading a revival at Parr Hills. They were really good for a while in the upper weights. They kind of ducked down. Chris Wells has done a great job rebuilding that team into what it is now, and it's a great idea. It's a great job.
Yeah, that goes all the way back to the Ciampa years, where Matt did an excellent job. Now coaching at the college level at East Stroudsburg, did an excellent job with the program. They were actually really a top program in Morris County for a bunch of years. So I give Coach Wells a lot of credit bringing them back. It took him a few years, but you could see his hard work is definitely paying off.
Oh, 100%.
100%, absolutely.
So now it's a 4-3 match, tight. We've got about 35 seconds left in the second period. But it looks like McGinty just gave up the takedown. So the lead's getting spread out a little bit, 6-3, and choice goes to Haggison in the third period. I imagine he's going to take down and continue to expand that lead.
Hagginson really doing a good job here too, but McGinty also, you know, obviously when you make the finals, it's always an honor to make it to the finals at this point, because this is one of the hardest county tournaments in the state of New Jersey.
I always said that, and that was the disappointment about not highlighting the finals, is that, you know, I'm a Passaic County guy, but now working in, you know, Morris County for 21 years and coaching here, this is one of the best county tournaments, period. So I really wanted to see those kids highlighted. Obviously, it isn't this year. It's something we might go back to in the future. We're going to talk about that as a coaches association. I'd also like to point out the officials on the mat, all right, because Gary Kessler's there. Gary Kessler did a number of Division I finals. He actually currently still does the Division I finals, but he's the guy behind the camera. So if somebody throws the brick, which you can't do in high school wrestling, but you can do in the collegiate level, which means when you throw the brick, you're challenging the call.
Yes.
He actually is the guy that goes behind the camera and analyzes it and makes the decision with another group. I talked to him about that recently. Very interesting. And he's also the New Jersey rules interpreter for wrestling.
So he's definitely all around, that's for sure.
So.
But now we have 6-3 lead still for Hagginson of Mount Olive, as he's starting from the bottom position. Kind of going back to, you know, the differences of college wrestling in New Jersey. As a coach, you know, you've been coaching for a long time. What do you think about high school wrestling trying to adapt to like the NCAA wrestling rules as far as like out of bounds goes, riding time, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. As far as what? The out of bounds stuff is excellent. I mean, as much as you can continue the wrestling, you should continue it. And so I like that they really adapted that. The problem is high school mats traditionally aren't as big as college mats. So that's where, you know, it gets tight, like you can see on the edges, where these edges you couldn't do what you do in college because you could have one toe in. But the fact that they allowed just 2 points, it could be a knee and a toe on the same leg, and it's still in bounds now in high school, which is a change this year, and it's definitely for the better. You know, in the past we had it where the line, if you were on the line, you couldn't even get back points. And I had a kid who, Cody Harrison, 7th in the state, we had a kid, Alex Slagle, he lat dropped him in the regions, and he was on the edge of the mat, and they wouldn't call the pin. If he did that today, the match would have been clearly over, and we would have advanced. So I like how we've adapted to those kind of rules from the NCAA.
100%, and hopefully it continues on with that. I would like to see riding time happen, you know, going in, because when you ride out from top, that's pretty hard to do. If you can ride out from top, you know, well, you're a pretty darn good wrestler when you can do that.
Yeah, and back in the day, high school wrestling did have riding time. They got rid of it for whatever reason that was. The only thing I don't want to see high school wrestling go to is the back point system that they use in college versus high school. I like the way it is now, and I think it should stay the same, the way we score points that way.
And then the takedown for 2 for sure.
Yeah.
I find that very hard if you change it to 3 and then everybody getting used to 3.
Yeah, it's too much of a change, at least right now. But you can see there was actually a reversal by McKinty right now. So he's brought the match to a 9-5 match, but with time expiring, he's just not going to be able to pull it off. Heck of a job by both gentlemen, and we wish them the best when they make it to Atlantic City this year.
And they're definitely going to do some great things down in Atlantic City, no question about it.
Absolutely.
Now, this is going to be a special moment for Tyler Hagginson, because this is his 100th win. Gets it, his mom's going to bring it out there. Congratulations to Tyler.
And this is the other thing, when we have 3 mats, a kid like this, he deserves all the attention in the world for his 100th win. So, would have been awesome if it was spotlighted, and he did that. It's still a great accomplishment.
It's not a milestone that everybody gets to accomplish. So for you to be able to get your 100th win, especially in the finals against a really quality opponent, that's really impressive.
Especially in the sport of wrestling, when injuries happen, right? You have certain illnesses that occur during the season and you can't compete. So just to get to 100 wins, it's very impressive. So congratulations. I'm going to head out because I got a 120-pound finalist coming up.
Well, good luck to you, Coach.
All right, and I'll be back.
Good luck to you, Coach. Do you want?
Now, James, we're going to head to the 120 bout. It's going to be Jones versus DeFrancesco Antonio. We're going to do the announcements real quick. Jones, a senior who won a state championship during the COVID season, 10-2 this year. DeFrancesco Antonio, sophomore from Hanover Park, 23-4. Quality setup. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling. And like and subscribe on YouTube. You'll get all your information right here. You're just announcing the champions from the previous. Gonna have it right here on mat 1. DeFrancesco Antonio's name actually blanks out. Jones's name.
It's
Interesting. Very long name.
2 points right there, quick.
Jones is a solid wrestler.
23-4, like you mentioned. An incredible season he's having. We saw earlier, the 106 bout, we saw Del Barton pick up a tech fall near pin at the end there, so we'll see what the second Del Barton competitor we've seen today has for us in Jones. And a single leg attempt here from DeFrancesco Antonio. Jones doing a great job of evading it and getting away from it. Now turns into 2 points of his own, makes it 4-1 in our 120-pound final. Almost a cradle attempt there. Was maybe looking to go for a throw. Now makes it 4-2. A little bit of head snaps here, just vying for control. And an ankle pick here goes around the waist. Another 2 points here for Jones. Now makes it 6-2. 40 seconds to go now in the first period here of the 120-pound final. Not too much action at the moment.
We also are going to be joined by the winners after it, so we're going to actually have Cameron Sons up after this.
Great first match for him. Short time now in the first period. Jones up 6-2.
Sorry about the look of the scoreboard. They have it kind of tilted weird.
4.84 seconds left to go now in the first period. Very short time here. Meet back in the middle. DeFrancesco Antonio will be on bottom. Jones on top. We'll see how Jones utilized the last 3 seconds, if at all. And nothing there. They'll bring the end of the first period. Jones for Del Barton up 6-2 over DeFrancesco Antonio of Hanover Park in our 120-pound final. And Jones will be on bottom for the first time in this matchup. He's been on offense or neutral the entirety of the first period and gets right back to neutral, makes it 7-2. A little bit of a hand fight there.
Now, DeFrancesco Antonio comes from a quality line. His brother Dom DeFrancesco Antonio was an All-American at TCNJ. Another brother too, continuing the tradition of butchering his name at the county tournament for the last decade. Half the time, the old person would be like DeFrancesco, and they would just give up.
I feel like I was closest.
Closest, who knows?
DeFrancesco Antonio?
DeFrancesco Antonio.
Sess, that's what I got. Okay, all right. Well, maybe next year. 9-2 now for Jones.
You're being very presumptuous.
Ah.
You're picked up for the rest of the season. I feel like I'm on a Running Man.
2
We're
points
up, we're
there.
up. The numbers are up.
11-3 lead grows here for Jones.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company, the official sponsor of GSHSW.com's wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with Shane Dunn. We are calling the 120 match here between Daniel Jones, not the quarterback, the good wrestler, from Del Barton, and Nick DeFrancesco from Hanover Park.
I think he could throw a tight spiral if he tried.
I think he can.
30 seconds to go now in the second period. Jones now
in bad position, but we're going to get a tilt here.
A little bit of an awkward tilt. Might get back points, though. 20 seconds now in the period. Back over and no back points awarded. Short time in the second. And Jones will head into the third period with an 11-3 lead. DeFrancesco will be on bottom to start the third.
Got to go optional here.
And we've seen that's now the second time we've seen that of a Del Barton wrestler here today, in the finals at least.
We'd also like to thank our local sponsors, Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, the 19th Home, and Marketplace for providing financial support this season, allow you to bring us this GardenStateHSWrestling.com production.
2-point takedown here.
He's going to get a stick here. It looks like it's tight. It's close.
Very close.
Get the 3 back.
12-point lead here for Jones, now in tech territory.
See if he gets a roll here.
Del Barton, one of the best wrestling programs in the state. And already through the first 3 weight classes, we've seen 2 of their wrestlers here today. And correct me if I'm wrong.
We're going to see a lot more.
Yeah. I was also going to say they're ahead on team points on the entire tournament as well, right?
Yes, they've won their I think it's 15 straight.
That was my next question I was going to ask.
It's going to be their 15 straight.
Wow. 14 years and going right now.
Pretty close right here.
18-6 lead still for Jones. Awkward positioning here, but gets the 2 points, makes it 20-6.
He's going to get back points here. I think it's over. I don't know if he gets a stick. He's going to roll into it. It's going to be a tech, though.
And a pin.
And the pin.
Great job there from Jones of Del Barton, your 120-pound final winner in the Morris County tournament.
Now we're going to go from one Del Barton winner to another, as we're going to welcome to the broadcast your 106 champion, Cameron Sons. Cameron, just talk a little bit about this. Big win for Del Barton. You know, you come in high, you know, as one of the highly ranked young guys coming in. How does it feel to keep the Del Barton tradition going?
I mean, yeah, it feels awesome. Just super grateful to be at this tournament, along with my brothers and teammates. And so, yeah, just super awesome tournament, and glad I could be here.
Now, you guys seem to steamroll a lot of times, 15th straight year winning it. You guys are a crop of freshmen. They always seem to give that death knell to Del Barton, like, oh, wait a minute, Del Barton's down this year, and then the crop of freshmen. Being one of those guys, what do you got to say to your doubters? Come on, you can tell me. You're right. I know the coach tells you. I know Stoll says, hey, I know people are out there were saying, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Mm-hmm. You go out there and win, and you kind of show Del Barton still on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say don't count us out, because we're coming for it all this year. So, yeah.
And finally, you weren't a part of the team last year, but you guys lose in the, the finals. I know you're aiming for that St. Joe's rematch. If you make it there to the state finals, do you think you'll have a better chance this year against them?
Yeah, I mean, the team last year was awesome. I was at that match, but I think we're even better this year. So super excited to get back to do it with them. And, yeah, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a great match.
Well, congratulations. Thank you so much, and enjoy this.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate it.
We're going to be going to the 126 bout here. Before we do that, today's broadcast presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I am your host, Donald J. Brower. Here with me is James Clarke. We're going to be going to the 126 here in a minute. Michael Vandermeulen, a senior from Jefferson, 16-3, versus Ryan DeGeorge, a very promising freshman from Delbarton at 22-5.
And I know we talked a little bit about Jefferson earlier. They've had a really nice showing here at the Morris County tournament today. So this should be expected to be a really good final here between these two wrestlers and the Delbarton freshmen as well.
Yeah, two really good kids here who, should do well.
100%, absolutely. I mean, as we talked about time and time again, this is one of the hardest tournaments in the state of New Jersey. No question about it. So for you to be able to get to the finals here as a freshman and wrestling for Delbarton, you're pretty darn good to be able to do that.
100%.
But now we're getting ready for the wrestlers to get started here, as both wrestlers just put on their ankle bracelets. And the match is underway. Here we go. As both wrestlers still feeling each other out. DeGeorge in on a single, was on a single there, but nothing really doing there for him. They're gonna go near out of bounds here, and the official does say that. He says out of bounds. 20 seconds into the first period. As we have some head taps there for Vandermeulen. Getting on that first shot there is Vandermeulen, and blocking it off there. Nice job by DeGeorge for being able to block that one off. It's gonna get stopped there for potentially dangerous. And we'll get a reset at the center of the mat. Still tied up here at 0, but with Vandermeulen taking that first shot, but not successful with doing it. And still continuing on to wrestle are both wrestlers. Trying to get in on that shot there now is DeGeorge, the first one of this bout for DeGeorge. And DeGeorge getting in. Got that takedown there, DeGeorge, or did they wave that one off? They're saying it's still neutral, as that whizzer is thrown in there by Vandermeulen. Great job by him for defending that one off. And DeGeorge, now that was Vandermeulen. It's tough when you have two wrestlers that are wearing white singlets.
DeGeorge has the green accents, it's going to be super tough because you're going to have the slight blue on the edge. So Vandermeulen has the trim on the bottom of his singlet, and it's the highlights with the blue, and DeGeorge is a straight white singlet with the green lettering.
And then you also look at the headgear too. He has the Jefferson Falcon on the...
100%, he's got the yellow headgear.
So that's always something to remember too. But
today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here. We're calling the 126 bout between Michael Vandermeulen and Ryan DeGeorge. I'm here with James Clarke. Head coach Stephen Baig will be with us. He's out. He was just out for one of his wrestlers who made the places, so he's now out here, going to come back. He said he had to use the facilities, and he's coming back.
So we have a 2-0 lead here for DeGeorge as he closes this one out. And we got no back points there for him yet. So we're going to go under, and then that's going to be the end of one period. And it is a 2-0 lead here for DeGeorge, the freshman from Delbarton. We're continuing on here. We're going into the second period as DeGeorge is going to go underneath the start. So here we go, and that's going to be called for caution right there on Vandermeulen. He did move a little bit quick there as he was looking for that elbow there. As you'll probably see from other coaches, when they always give that caution, and then when they go to the elbow, they'll always say watch the elbow. But nice reversal there by DeGeorge, getting that reversal, and we're going to get some injury time here for Vandermeulen. So we're going to get some injury time there for Vandermeulen. So let's go ahead and talk about our social medias. Follow us on social media. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. on Twitter at Garden State HSW, and on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling. If you like everything that we have provided here today, please be sure to hit that little like button down below, and also hit the subscribe button for all of your wrestling needs. Your teams, your counties, your site, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. It's where it's at. We provide the best wrestling coverage in the state of New Jersey. There is no question about it.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the coverage, James.
So,
away and Don.
Oh,
I want to give a little shout out to Dan Pursley. I don't know where he is. My assistant coach. I was a really good wrestler in high school, and he's embarrassed, so I just wanted to give that shout out.
Oh, absolutely there, Coach, 100%. But great to see you again as we have some injury time here, and DeGeorge leads this one. It is 4-0. DeGeorge. But we were talking a little bit about, Coach, about the freshman from Del Barton, DeGeorge, who made it here to the finals today. Very impressive way that he's wrestling so far against Vandermeer, and he leads this one 4-0.
I'll tell you, they have a nice freshman class at Del Barton. Really nice. You're talking like your Gabe Logans, whatchamacallit, Staunch at 106, and then obviously DeGeorge here, also a freshman. And again, he made his way with a fall, tech fall, and tech fall to get to the finals. So it's not like he just made his way there. He dominated his way to this final.
100%. That's something that Del Barton just always does. But Vandermeulen with that win over Kurtowski of Butler, that's huge. 10-3 win in the semifinals. That's really impressive by him to be able to do that. And as a senior too. And we've talked about Jefferson. They've been a really solid team this year. We've seen them a couple of times this year, so they've been doing really good. And an impressive showing today at the MCTs.
Yep. And as Jason Lopaglia would say, they're not doing good. Superman does good. They're doing well.
So anyway, 6-1 there for DeGeorge. So as wonderful as Jefferson is doing in the tournament today as a team, DeGeorge leads this one 6-1. Already under a minute left to go in the second period.
I feel like we're flying through the finals.
100%. I mean,
it's been about a half hour. We're 4 weights deep already. So
we've had one pin at 106, and then we got another one at 120. So 2 pins so far right there. And this is looking like a solid matchup right here for.
Yeah, I missed the 120-pound final, so that was a fall, huh?
By Daniel Jones, yeah, not the quarterback Daniel Jones from the Giants, but.
Well, he was up in tech fall territory. He was actually rolling him for a tech and then got the pin.
Oh, wow. Over DeFrancisco Antonio. That's pretty impressive considering he went to the blood round or wrestled back round 3 last year. So, nice.
100%. Anytime you do that. And, like, something that Del Barton that we've seen, for many years, they just know how to dominate and produce outstanding wrestlers in their own right in the state.
Oh, that was a sweet, sweet tilt right there. And you don't see many pins off a tilt, but he was close on that one. So right now you see Tim Wyatt. He's going to get tapped out here, but Tim Wyatt, this is his last year doing the Morris County Finals, so I just want to give him a shout out as well. I think they said this was his 38th year. I believe he's done it from the very, very beginning. Tournament started in 1988. Except for the COVID year was the only year we didn't have the tournament. Tim's been doing it every single year. He does our summer tournaments. He officiated me when I was in high school, so most people know him. If you don't know Tim Wyatt, most people know him as Abe Lincoln.
100%. That's always what they've called a Mom's Day before.
Yep.
Remember hearing that story for a lot of years in the sport of wrestling.
Yeah, he's a good man.
100%. And Joe Benvenuto, who's also helping him out too. Shout out to him. He's also a fine referee and person in his own right.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's been at this for I don't know how many years. In fact, I was talking to him the other day. It's his fifth year anniversary for when he blew out his Achilles heel here. We actually were wrestling a match against him, or he was officiating a match against us here, and he stepped and his Achilles blew out. So, he's healed up from then, and glad we were able to get him back on the mat.
And, a lot of these officials here have been at it for a really long time. You see Barry Jackson's here. Frank Leitner isn't here today, but he's been someone who's been at it for a really long time, too, as a Hackstown native. And
for whatever reason, he doesn't do our finals.
He does. I know he does. HWS, we saw him at the Essex County Finals the other day.
He's done state finals. He's been the state official. So
he's been at it for a really long time and still going strong at it.
Great job here by our cameraman getting up close with the action. Feels like they're coming right to your living room. This multicam setup's great if I can figure out how to do it the whole time. One
day.
camera keeps blinking out, and I feel like I don't know if I'm blinking and I'm missing it, but it looks like it.
Is this the first time you've used a multi-cam?
It's the first time I have.
Right.
Jared, our podcasting legend, who's unfortunately distracted with some stuff today.
Hey, with or without Jared, he does a great job, but we're still, the show still must go
Oh,
on.
it'd be less stress if he was here.
Are you telling me James causes you stress?
Everybody causes me stress.
Oh,
I'm
just
married.
checking.
That causes me stress.
Listen,
Well, let's not talk about Amanda.
Listen, I told him the other day. I told my girlfriend the other day, who's not here. I said, listen, I'm married to 3 people. Dawn is one of them, my mom, and then obviously Lindsay, who I'm not married to yet, so to speak. But you know, I'm married to 3 people that are big influencers in my life. So,
You sure you want Don to be a big influence in your life?
I don't know. It's very much in question.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
We've no, Don and I have gotten to know each other very well over the years. So.
All right, so here we go. There is no time left in the third period. A dominant win, 13-5 for DeGeorge over Vanden Mullen.
Now, while we went from one champion, we're going to go to another. We're going to go to the man who finished first at 113, someone who got his 100th win. We're going to talk to Tyler Hagginson of Mount Olive. Tyler, talk about this and just kind of, tell me how you feel about after this win, your 100th win, winning the counties and everything.
I was super pumped to get my 100th win in the finals, but I don't really think I wrestled my best, but it was it honestly motivated me to come into this match. I'm like, all right, if I win this match, I get my 100th win, and I honestly couldn't be happier with the outcome. I won, so.
You seem to be very low-key, and I understand it's bigger goals for you. Obviously, you didn't get to wrestle in this last year due to injury. Being able to come out and kind of have your last year, you've already decided where you're going to college, and just kind of doing that. You win this, you get your 100th. I know your family's thrilled for you in your home gym. Just like that moment. I know asking you right after, you're one of those top-level wrestlers. You're like, okay, I think I did okay. But looking back on this, winning 100 with the COVID year and everything and what you've done, how do you feel you're leaving the Mount Olive program behind before you head into the sections and everything coming up?
Honestly, I feel like it's a big accomplishment because, I had my COVID year and then my freshman year, and then last year I was hurt, so I didn't really get all the matches I could. But still being able to come out and get my 100th win, I feel like that's like a huge accomplishment. And I think people take it for granted. And now looking back at it, even though I don't think I wrestled my best, I'm really stoked. My family is. We're probably gonna talk about it when I go over there. So it's big for me, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, don't think it's a big accomplishment. It is a big accomplishment, especially being injured last year and being able to come and get 100 wins. I think it was really special for you to get it in the finals. And, as a coach, just proud to see anybody get their 100th win like that.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Listen, I'm sure we're going to be talking to you again, and I'm going to be harassing you in the postseason. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we're headed into the 132-pound finals. Again, we have a Chase Quinat from Del Barton here in the finals, and he's going up against Nicholas Gregory from Randolph.
Nico. He wants Nico.
I know he wants Nico, but it's Nicholas. But anyway, yes, Nico. So Nico's an excellent wrestler here in his senior year. Obviously, Chase Jr., also an excellent wrestler. So just giving you their ways to the finals. Again, Chase had a pin in the pre-quarters. Pin or tech fall in the quarterfinals. In semifinals, he had another tech fall, where Gregory made his way to the finals with a pin in the quarterfinals, pin in the semifinals, and again made his way to the finals via pin. So nice job to both wrestlers for getting here. An early takedown, obviously, from Chase Quinat.
And like I said, Quinat with the 2 points to start up the match. 30, or just about 30 seconds gone here.
Yep, and then Nico's definitely going to have to score to try to keep the match close. It's tough. Chase has a really nice, what we would call a Navy ride, splitting the legs there and riding them out at this point.
And I've gotten to commentate 2 of Nico's matches, I believe, and he won both of them almost positive, and like you said, has had a great day today, but a tough competitor in front of him. We'll see how he'll fare halfway through the first period now.
I also got some information,
Some woman wanted me to give you those, or like for the raffle.
Also wanted to give some information for Gregory
I don't know who she
that
just asked for.
if he wins it, he'd be the 3rd generation Gregory to win. His dad won, his brother, so, you know, lots of good action here.
Legacy on the line. That's a fun fact. Wow, that's now 4-1 here for Quinault of Del Barton.
Oh, sorry.
Gregory gets out of a precarious spot, but now has a 1-7 deficit. Quinault in the lead.
I mean, some of these Del Barton guys are top-notch, you know what I mean?
And absolutely, and I think a lot of us were expecting that walking in here, and the day that streak gets broken is going to be, might make the news, honestly. That's going to be a long streak ended whenever it happens, but at least for this year, it remains in Del Barton's hands. Short time in the first period, and Quinault will walk into the second period with a 7-1 lead over Gregory.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of the original Garden State HSWrestling.com live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with Stephen Baig and Shane Dunn. We are calling the 132 championship between Chase Quinault from Del Barton and Nico Gregory from Randolph.
Gregory in the black and dark blue. Quinault in the white and green for Del Barton. Quinault with a 7-1 lead. Will be on bottom for the first time in this matchup. And now 2 more points there, or 1 point there for Quinault. Makes it 8-1.
Nice on a single there. Comes around, gets the 2.
Absolutely beautiful. Makes it 10-1 now.
Oh, wow. Just knowing that positioning and being able to cradle an individual right there is very, very, very impressive. That's not a traditional cradle, and he's going to just get a 5 count for 3 backs.
Just wants the points. He's not going to get the pin there, but he's going to get some points.
No, but it was really sweet how he put it together.
And one more takedown.
Oh.
Ooh, nice
and I don't disagree. You know, Nico was trying to throw him at that point because what do you have left, right? He gets taken down. He's going to get tech fold. You might as well go for the throw and try to get the win. He's not going to get it, and obviously just got tech fold out. So I commend both wrestlers, and I think Nico had a great run. He's had a great career at Randolph High School, and hopefully that'll continue down to the state tournament this year for him.
I'm a firm believer it will. We'll be heading into 138 in a little bit here, but before that we'll be having another Del Barton wrestler.
We're going to go to the champion from Del Barton, Daniel Jones. Daniel, listen, congratulations. I know, big win for you. You obviously have bigger goals, but just how does this feel, you guys going on such a run here for your 15th straight title?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, county tournament's a great opportunity to get matches in. It's a good learning experience for the guys, and we're always looking to improve on what we need to improve on. And so, yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunities to wrestle here. And obviously, my 3rd time being here. It's a great tournament, and yeah, like I said, good learning opportunities for the guys.
Now, you guys obviously have bigger goals. I know you got sections coming up in this. What were you working on here to get ready for that? Because you were obviously the favorite at this weight class. It's kind of what you were looking at.
Yeah, of course. Just kind of doing what I know how to do and doing what we know how to do best in the room. It's just another kind of match, and that mindset is very helpful. It goes a long way, especially down the road. So just doing what we know how to do in the room, very helpful. Good preparation for matches like these.
All right, really nice job. I know you guys are a young team this year, but it seems like you young guys are fulfilling what you've done year in and year out. Mm-hmm. And just how important is it to continue the legacy of Del Barton Wrestling as a young team?
Yeah, it's obviously, since we got younger guys, like you said, it's good to keep rolling with them in the room. And obviously they're going to be next generations of Del Barton, and so just making sure that the younger guys are doing their best and continuing to improve in the room. So these younger guys will turn into even better what they can be. So just the overall atmosphere, whether we're younger or older in the room, we're training with each other and we're all getting better. So just having the community together as a team, regardless of whatever it is, younger or older, just kind of it shows the community we got going on at Del Barton, how these younger guys are doing what they know how to do on the mat. So. Well, listen, congratulations. I have no doubt we're going to be talking to you a lot this offseason. So get used to seeing this ugly face in your face with a camera trying to bother you all season. But listen, congratulations. Enjoy this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Follow us on social media at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, and like and subscribe on YouTube. You'll see all our upcoming content and anything we do with our live streams, with our podcast, everything we do. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We're just waiting here on the 138 final. Jaden James, a promising sophomore who did really well in freestyle, I know, in the offseason. I think finished third last year in the state, 21-0. Mario Ferniti, coming back from an injury, sophomore from Par Hills, 6-1.
Also, second finalist for Par Hills today.
That's what I'm talking. Very good young squad. And
Nice,
this is a great job there by Coach Wells on what he's been doing.
Yeah, now Chris Wells has done an excellent job bringing this program back up to snuff, and it's not going to be. They're not going anywhere, you know.
And not only that, you have to talk about somebody who's a social media star for running out and stopping Gorga during a quad. I had to ask for his autograph and see how he was doing. He's on TMZ and everything.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking for his autograph on the.
No, I asked for his
as Gorga was on the way.
I asked Wells for his.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said, hey, listen, you're a star. Can I get you on there?
But definitely they look like they're a very promising team for the future, especially if they already have two guys so far that we've seen in the finals.
You have McGinty, solid wrestler, ran up against a buzzsaw at Hagginson. You got Fernini who's against James. We're talking about a team who, didn't have a lot of finalists. We're done by this time. We weren't even having a kid wrestle in medals a couple years ago. They get a McGinty, they get a Fernini, they get those guys coming through. Chris Wells has got something going there. If they're going to be one of the top teams for a girls squad. They got some really good girls, and that's going to be a squad for them to keep an eye on. They're going to do the medal presentations right here.
Yeah, just looking at this final too, it looks like Mario Farini from Par Hills is only 6-1, so he's probably injured at some point during the season, not having as many matches, having to go up against a sophomore and Jaden James. And as Jaden came into high school next year, we knew that he's definitely going to leave his legacy as well with the Del Barton program. He's currently 21-0 right now. So, I wish Fernini luck, but the final, I think James is probably going to dominate the final here as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's a tough go, but again, give Par Hills a lot of credit. 106, 113, and 138. They've already got 3 kids in the top 4 at least. So
that just shows a lot of grit and integrity that this team really has for sure, and they're not going to be going away anytime soon.
Nope.
Before we go to that, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we have limited sponsorship opportunities for the 23-24 season still left. You can sponsor a live stream or an individual team page yet. Just click on your logo here and give me a shout out email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Why deal with a goof? We deliver the proof. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. Why work with the rest when you can hang with the best? GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
Hold on, quick question for you. I want to make sure, because there's a little confusion going on. This is GardenStateHSWrestling.com. You're not associated with Garden State Sports, right?
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
I can't comment on that, but all I know is we are the original.
I can. I'm being very serious.
We are the original Garden State HS Wrestling, despite other opportunities to.
Because I've had a number of people come up to me very confused. What is what? So I just want to make sure there's at least distinctly clear that this is Garden State HS Wrestling, not Garden State Sports. I don't know why they chose that name and changed it. from what it was to what it is now, but
I don't know either. I can't comment on that, but this will be remedied, but thank you.
No, I just want to make sure we're clear.
Garden State HS Wrestling, we are the premier high school wrestling provider and the original Garden State.
Just making sure we have clarity here because, again, way too much confusion out there. So
all I know is if you want to know which one we are, come when you see us broadcasting, you'll see the table cover that says GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We cover the most high school wrestling matches in the state of New Jersey, hands down. We're doing 3 or 4 matches a week. We don't do 1 or 2 matches because I care about the kids. I care about this sport, and I want to promote this sport. I'm not a used car salesman.
No, and listen, you've done this when you were working with, the Star Ledger, all the way to creating your site with Morris County HS Wrestling to now Garden State HS Wrestling, which you turned over, I guess, about 5 years ago.
Yep.
So, I've commentated you with the last 10 years, and, it's a pleasure always doing it with you and doing the finals with you. I've done the Kittatinny finals with you at the Lynn Craw Memorial. So it's a pleasure working with you guys, and I appreciate you having me in year and year out to do the finals. I just, again, wanted to alleviate any confusion.
100%.
Because I know that's
exactly what you're
occurring,
asking.
so.
Besides other people's tries to disguise their coverage as mine, it's not mine. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider, and if you don't see GardenStateHSWrestling.com in the corner, demand your money back.
All right, so real quick, going back to this match, it's 7-2 currently right now with Jaden James winning. 7-3 as he just released him to go to neutral. I'm sorry, 7-4 as he released him to go to neutral. There was some sort of unsportsmanlike misconduct in the match that gave Fernini a point, but Jaden James just sealed the deal with a pin right there with only 23 seconds remaining in the first period. So congratulations on a championship here for Jaden James. Maybe we'll get one match to go to overtime so I can explain the whole overtime deal, but it doesn't seem like we're going down that route today.
We'll see.
So next up is...
Do you own a local business? Become a sponsor. Sponsorship opportunities are available for the 23-24 season. Just click on the link, send me a request or email. We will make your team the star of the show with the business. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. And follow us on social media. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling. On Twitter at GardenStateHSW. And like
X.
and subscribe. X, I'm sorry, whatever.
Sorry.
And like and subscribe for, the best options you have. You have all the live streams, everything we have coming up.
Had to throw in the X for you. I didn't want you to get sued by Leon Musk.
I ain't worried about Liam. I ain't worried about him, Elon. Bring it on,
Elon Musk. Sorry, Elon Musk. But anyway, coming into the finals here, Jack Myers. They really feel from Morristown, talking to their coaches, that Jack could win a state championship this year, and obviously that is plausible as he's the #1 seed here at the Morris County Tournament, going against Trevor Jones, the #2 seed from Del Barton. I've known Trevor's family for a long time as he's born and raised in Pompton Lakes. He's worked hard. He's even gone down a quote-unquote international tour. So Trevor is well experienced in bringing that experience here into the finals at the MCT. Last year he went to the Conci finals, I believe placed 3rd or 4th. So he's taken that next step, making it here to the finals this year.
Very excited for this bout coming up here.
Well, before we get to that, let's get to Ryan DeGeorge, our winner for 126. Talk a little bit about this, winning the title, and just what it means for you guys and Del Barton as a whole.
Yeah, it's just a great step to, for the team thing, just for myself too, one step closer to Atlantic City. States is the end goal, so this was great practice, not only for me but the team. It's just great that we have a lot of guys in the finals, so it's almost like a team duel. So it's pretty fun. Just getting good practice and getting ready for March.
Now this is your guys' 15th straight title here. I know you guys are having some fun yesterday with takedown practice and stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to this one, you're part of the new crop. It always seems to be, no matter what happens, there always seems to be that young crop. Being a freshman, there's always a promising freshman class at Del Barton. How does it feel to be one of the young guys that helped contribute to this run that you hope to keep going through your entire time?
Yeah, it feels great, and it's even better, like to see the upperclassmen taking us all in, making us feel like a team. Guys like Lou, Alessio, guys like that, Vinny Lee. It's just great coming as a freshman and almost feeling welcomed. And it's just made me so much better that we've been able to work together every single day in the room.
I think Coach Baig has a question for you.
Yeah, no, sorry, I muted myself because I didn't want to interrupt you at all. No, I like how you talked about you being young in the room, and I know, Del Barton's had a tradition of excellence. You guys competed last year to be #1 in the nation, and I was asked this question a couple interviews ago as well, but, how important is it for you to continue that legacy for the Del Barton wrestling program?
Yeah, that's another big thing, like continue legacy, having a strong freshman year, showing what the freshman class has, more guys keep coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a really strong freshman class, and it's noted, so good luck to you, and good luck when you make it onto hopefully the state tournament in Atlantic City.
I'm going to ask you one last question, and I'll let you go. Now, you're a freshman. How do you like your new room?
I love it. It's awesome. It's really
beautiful
nice.
room. The other guys were like nomads, so to have a nice big room on campus, I'm sure is healthy for you guys.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Well, congratulations. Thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you more this offseason.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was Ryan DeGeorge.
So we're still waiting on the third, fourth match to complete. There's about a minute left in it. It's an 11-4 match. So just hang tight, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be going on to the next final.
We're going to have the next final. It's going to be Trevor Jones, a sophomore from Del Barton. He's kind of coming a trend here from Del Barton, 16-9. How many? Now I'm thinking about this. How many, except for 113? I think Del Barton's had somebody is going to have somebody.
Probably
well, no,
somebody.
I think 190. I think up top they might not have. They have 215. They have heavyweight. 190. I think they didn't make it. I think Perez wound up winning it.
Winning that match?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it, and obviously we will when we get close to that. But remember back a few years ago, even when Del Barton was winning the tournament, their upper weights were their weakest part of the lineup. Now there's no weak part of their lineup. And I think that's what really makes a team compete to be #1 in the nation is they're a top-to-bottom team now where they used to be very competitive. They used to compete to place in the nation. But now they've got the talent up and down that lineup to do that. So. And
the one thing about people don't understand in winning these 15, this isn't just a run of hammers that have done this. Those were those guys who came out of nowhere, finishing third, and advancing and getting those points. That's how, when you looked at Del Barton and you went to, recent years, why they had kids in the finals the last previous years, but it was those third place finishers, those guys who wrestled back. That's why by the finals start, when they were always clinching it, because they had so many kids advance to the finals, but they had so many of those third place finishers.
Yeah, and now they're just pretty much putting everybody into the finals.
And that's huge for them. And I know I'm going to be really excited to see if they make it. And I'm, knock on wood, I think they both are, to see the rematch between them and St. Joe's Montvale down in Rutgers.
That'd be really.
I'm going to
cool
go down and sit
that.
there as a fan. That's going to be my fan goal. And just sit there and watch, because I like kids on both teams. But you want to be a sponsor? Like us on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter or X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, or like and subscribe on YouTube. You get notified when we have our upcoming live streams. We got some big matches, including this man right here's match against Wes Morris. We're going to be doing Del Barton at Mount Olive next week. We're going to be doing Randolph Roxbury. Ton of matches. We're also going to be doing a sectional final, Region 1, a couple districts. We're all over. Your original GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Don't be fooled by imitators. We are the original. And you want to be a sponsor? Just click on your logo here button, fill out the ad. We have limited 2023-24 sponsorships opportunities left for our upcoming matches. Or you can click on admin at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Send me an email. I'll respond in 24 hours. Don't listen to the goof. We deliver the proof. Why work with the rest when you can have the best? GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. We broadcast the most, and we've been here the longest, so don't miss out. You said we're getting ready here?
Jones versus Myers. Jones of Del Barton. It's looking like we'll start up in just a second.
Yeah, this should be an interesting final. I think it's really going to give Trevor Jones a challenge that he needs here today. You look at Trevor's record, and it says 16-9, but in reality, those 9 losses came from like high-quality tournaments where you're talking about like the Beast of the East and those elite tournaments that Del Barton goes to, and other teams as well. I do know Jack Myers also went to the Beast of the East, so it's not just Del Barton that goes to these tournaments. Other teams do as well, like the Sam Cali and whatnot. But this should be a really interesting final, and we'll see how this pans out.
I'm excited for this one. This is one of the bigger toss-ups for a Del Barton wrestler wrestling today. I mean, it's such an incredible program, and we've seen that through almost all of their matches so far in the final. I think we were talking about before, only one in 113 wasn't, and maybe 190 won't be a Del Barton wrestler.
That's it.
That's one of the craziest stats you can read, in my opinion. I mean, that's crazy. Let's talk about one a little bit crazier after that 2-point takedown from Myers.
And this is where I feel, Trevor will be challenged. I mean, he made his way, pinning almost all the way through to the finals, except for a major over Wazaki from Randolph, who's a super talented wrestler as well. Myers makes his way to the finals by fall, and tech fall. So we'll see what kind of performance he puts on here. He had a nice dominating takedown in the beginning. We've got 1:25 left to go in the first.
And Myers is also a returning state medalist, so great job of him. But today's broadcast is brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with Stephen Baig and Shane Dunn. We're calling the 144 Championship at the 38th Annual Morris County Wrestling Championships. We're happy to be here. 10th year in a row for me and this old guy. We started it with a hope and a dream, and now we're the premier providers of coverage for this. So thank you so much for all the support.
Yeah, it's amazing from when we started, and we're going through, what was that, Mendham TV with Doug
Black yelling during a moment of silence. The second year, I almost killed him. And then, unfortunately, he passed away a couple years ago, so a couple years after.
And we actually did a fundraiser for Doug after he passed away. So, we really enjoyed Doug's help and working with us over those years in that time frame. But as years go on, we adapt, and we've joined up with. One year, I think we worked with Morris Sussex Sports, and then the next year he came back.
We used his crew. We did not join up.
I
hired his crew. His crew was hired, and it wasn't his crew. It was Muggs Media, which he's then absorbed. But I understand what you're saying. And then
we all worked together to try to help each out.
One year we co-branded it after it was, the coverage was sniped, but I didn't say anything. But now we're back here.
We're back to the important stuff, which is
great job by the, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure I'm a super fan of the format with how we're doing it this year, but it's going quick. I prefer the spotlight, but
this is the quickest Morris County tournament I've obviously ever been to. We've never had a final start at 2:30. Typically, it's a 4:30 start. So it is nice that you're going to get out of here a little bit early, but being nostalgic and a traditionalist, I personally like that.
Let me ask you a question as we're talking here in Spotlight. Would you then prefer to just have it be a one-day tournament?
So, no, I voted no against that. But, I mean, if we're going to do the finals like this, then it might as well be a one-day tournament because all you're doing is adding an hour and a half to 2 hours of wrestling in the morning. That could clearly be done and start the finals at the same time. If we leave this format and go back to one mat, that's a whole different story.
Then you say to what you're normally with.
Then I would say with what we normally do. Or in the past, we always took a big break, for an hour and a half. You want to be able to, you just don't take that break, and you just let wrestling continue on throughout the entire day.
That's what I think. I think you should do it so you finish to the third and fifth. And I understand the proponents and people want to be like, the third and fifth wrestlers are sitting around for a long time. My response to that, win and bet in the finals. Then you're not sitting around all the time.
Right. That was one complaint, but I wouldn't even call it a complaint, is you've already got kids that have placed in this tournament and are leaving, right? So they're going to leave regardless. It's tough. I know the semifinal round, some of the coaches, had some concerns. They didn't know where their kids were wrestling and blah, blah, blah. I think that's just something you clean up over time. So that's no big deal. It's logistical stuff, and you always got to kind of iron that out as time goes on to make it better and better. Same thing with our broadcast, right? Time went on, more sponsors, we've gotten better. We've gotten better, hopefully, commentating as well. Don't get yelled at.
Some people just hate our voices.
No,
I hope I just don't have to field any phone calls tomorrow or Monday from angry athletic directors. Wouldn't be the first time.
But in the end, you shouldn't, because this is coverage. This is news coverage. This isn't just whatever. You can't stop the press from you saying what you think, right? We all have freedom of speech. And I'm not saying we do that to be insulting to anybody.
We'll tell that to Shane Dunn. No.
You'd be shocked.
You'd be shocked about how certain athletic directors get upset about stuff. But
no, and they do, and they can get upset. But listen, I get upset watching the news sometimes too. That doesn't mean I call CBS News and start screaming at the director.
Well, the one thing that bothers me is when I'm reporting stuff, I'm considered a reporter. If I report about an injury or somebody coming back, I love it when I get angry messages from coaches who say it's irresponsible and unethical when I'm saying a kid will be back.
But it's not, because I could turn on NJ.com right now, and 100%. I'm going to watch things. I'm a Passaic County guy. Did I want to see the news when I walked home about Sheriff Burnick? No. But it's on the news, and I'm watching it, and it is upsetting. That's life, And I know these are high school kids, but our goal as coaches in the world of education is to help these kids become mature, responsible adults. And part of it is coverage is coverage.
And the one thing that I always find interesting about it, too, not to interrupt you, but everybody seems to think I'm making millions doing this, and it's not happening. Like, I'm doing this for the love of wrestling. You know that. You know the first couple years how much I spent on coverage just for the right to do it. I didn't get any help or anything else. I did it because I love wrestling. I love this county. I grew up in this county. I enjoy that. So, I'm not over here like other people who are trying to line their pockets. I want these kids to be showcased. That's how I look at it.
Right, and listen, I'm not saying when I talk about coverage and this and that you are the press and this and that, but you can put out what you want to put out. I don't think we should be derogatory. I think you have to be appropriate. There's certain ways to say certain things. Like, obviously you have to be that way, but in the end, like, if you're reporting because somebody's injured and going to come back, that's life.
100%.
That just is what it is.
That's what I do. I'm not, I try to help out, and I understand, certain coaches want their way, but, I have to report how I report.
And I hate to say it, in this day and age, sometimes you say something you don't think is offensive. Somebody else does, and here you go. So you be careful. You try to say things the way you see them, but say it in an appropriate way and just work through it.
But let's get off our soapbox. Get back to this big match by Myers. Up 7-1.
He's crushing. He's got to Turk in now. He's really got to, if he doesn't lose it looks like he's going to lose it, but you got to really elevate it and crossface for him to get his set of back points.
I think he's just trying to control here. He's up 7-1, so he's not.
But you can see he does have like a crossface claw in there. I think Trevor's got his hands now, and he just hit. That's why I think he just got hit for the stall goal, was he's trapping. But with short time left in the match, it looks like Myers is going to walk away with that 7-1 win. He also looks like he's getting a little frustrated, which I can understand because his hands being trapped, something I would do as a wrestler as well. So.
And a great win there for Myers at 144. We saw he got up right away there. That was huge. And a frustrating matchup, but a big win for him. We'll be heading into...
Yeah, Jack's really talented, and like I said, I've talked to the Morristown coaches. They expect him to be in a state final, and definitely with all possibilities of winning a state final this year. And I definitely think that's possible as well. Trevor's an excellent wrestler. He'll be down in Atlantic City too, so maybe they'll see each other again.
Now, we're going to go from one champion to another. Chase Quinault. Did I say that right, Quinault?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations on this win.
Thank you.
Just talk about this because you guys have a great run here by Del Barton. You guys are just dominating another team championship. Just how you feel after this?
I feel great. I mean, the team came out here looking to score points, and that's what we did. Still got a few more guys to go, but yeah.
Now, what were you looking for when you were out there? Was there anything you kind of were like, listen, I'm going to go for this, or was it kind of, just go with what he got and just go out there and try to dominate?
Yeah, well, I went into the tournament looking to get tech falls. I wanted to let it fly and put points on the board. Yeah, that's what I did.
You guys also had a really fun day last night trying to get some extra points. I heard it was a mission. This has been the 15th season you guys have won this. Now, you weren't a part. This was from before you were born. I'm pretty sure they started this trend.
Yeah.
To be a part of something so long and know you're going to be a part of that record book? Just how it feels. I know it's tough when you're a 14-year-old kid to look at your legacy, but just being a part of that run to help this team go through.
I mean, it's awesome. We're just out here every day in the room, working our tails off, and just trying to get to the top of the podium at the end of the season.
Really nice job. I know you're in your junior year this year.
Yeah, junior year.
So, looking forward to the next year. Have you looked at any prospects next year for college? Do you want to wrestle in college?
Yeah, I definitely want to wrestle in college. I mean, there's a bunch of schools out there. I want to mainly go to an academically high, like a good school first, and then
like
wrestling
an Ivy
comes.
League?
An Ivy League, Patriot League, all those schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck on your quest for that. I mean, obviously having a solid junior year is definitely going to help that as you move into your senior year. So
yeah, of course.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Getting ready to start here with the next match.
No problem. So here we go. Another freshman from Del Barton making the finals, and Gabe Logan. I don't know Gabe really well. I know his father really, really well.
Damien.
Obviously, owner of Apex.
Thank you.
Right?
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that he's also a sponsor of
another Pompton Lakes person. So
Apex.
I know the family. They actually live down the street from me. Excellent wrestler. His dad was an excellent wrestler. Him and I graduated the same year. He obviously went to St. Joe's. I went to Pompton Lakes High School. But I watched him wrestle during his high school career. He was an All-American out of Michigan.
Quick two here.
Yeah, and so Damien was an excellent wrestler, and that's definitely going to translate down to his son.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of the original GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with, for the 10th year in a row, Stephen Baig from Mendon, James Clarke, who we latched on about 6 years ago.
7, 6.
No, let's not go
there.
that far. Let's just keep it short as possible. I don't want to claim you too much. I think there's child support payments that come in after a certain amount of time. Can't deal with that.
So anyway, looking at Logan coming into the tournament, he was 19-3, again a freshman. Him and Trevor really close actually, growing up together, wrestled together. Both I think gray shirted their 8th grade year and then came into high school, so they ended up a year apart. However that happened, but I know they really wanted to wrestle with each other when they got to high school, and that's being fulfilled now by both of them going to Del Barton together. Logan, obviously, he's dominated his way to the finals with a fall, a tech fall, and a fall to get here. The fall came against the number 1 seed in Gould from Jefferson. So really impressive that a freshman knocks off a senior in that kind of fashion to get here.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you do that, it's always a big moment there, too. Maybe for a little bit about bragging rights, too.
Oh, absolutely. And, that's no knock against Tanner Perez, who's a junior. Really good wrestler. He had older brothers that wrestled as well. But right now with a 4-1 match, as the first period's about to expire, it shows how dominant Gabe can be. 100%.
And now you said you knew his father for a very long time.
Yeah.
Logan's father.
Yeah, so Damien at one point was coaching at Stevens. He was an assistant at Stevens. Sorry, Don's doing something. All right. So, yeah, his father was an assistant coach at Stevens University. Is that what it is?
Stevens Institute of Technology.
Institute of Technology, thank you. There we go. Sorry, it's been a long couple days. So, yeah, he was an assistant there, and he actually recruited our 215er/220-pounder Chris Florek at that time. Chris was a county champ, state qualifier, and had an injury his senior year. And so his father and I talked quite a bit and just making sure the injury was okay. And a lot of teams wouldn't have picked him up, but Damien had a lot of positive stuff to say about him and really believed in Chris. And so Chris went out and had a nice 4-year career at Stevens.
And it's always tough to wrestle in college,
But he wouldn't even had that opportunity, honestly, if Damien didn't give him that opportunity. And so I'm thankful for him for doing that. You just saw Gabe had a really nice throw and got 2 back points off of that. So 10-2 match with 1:15 left in the second. It's either going to be one of 2 things that we've been seeing in the finals, and that's probably either going to be a tech fall or a pin.
100%. That's what all Del Barton wrestlers have been doing thus far. So, we're here at the 1-minute mark here in the second period. And how many years now has it been since now? Del Barton, obviously, they're going to win it here as a team. And so the last team who won it in 2008, I want to say was Randolph? I know we were trying to figure that one out a couple of years ago.
I can look it up if I need to.
I believe it was Randolph that was the last public school to win the MCTs.
I'll definitely do my research on it.
That sounds very familiar.
Definitely could have been Randolph. Let's see if I can take a look for us here and find that out.
But definitely Mount Olive really has been really showing up and really been picking up the pace, and their feeder program is just unbelievable. That's really developing really well into the high school program. So 10-1 lead here for Logan. As Perez stands, not going to try to back down to the mat, try to break his base, and Perez is out as they're right in front of our cameras right there. 10-2 lead here for Logan. And Logan going to go ahead, he's going to spin behind, make sure that he gets the takedown, and Logan gets the takedown already in major decision territory still, 12-2. As he's going to continue to work from the top position is something that we've all seen from Del Barton. It's now 12-3. And we're heading into the third period. We have a major decision right now, 12-3, which is still in very likelihood could be a tech fall or could be a pin, as we've been talking about earlier. But that would definitely, if they don't get a tech fall or a pin here, that probably would break the streak for Del Barton. And now we're going to get into the third period. Logan is going to show us an optional start there on Perez. He's just going to cut him. Now make it 12-4, still in major decision territory.
And just look at how composed Logan is right now as a freshman, all right, wrestling against Tanner Perez, who's a junior. Not that Tanner's not composed, but you could just see like the concentration and looking in his eyes, how focused he is out there and how composed he is. You know, being in a Morris County final as a freshman, that usually gives a lot of people the jitters.
Yeah, but I think for Logan, though, he's done so many national tournaments that I think this might be, you know, for a lot. It's a raucous situation, but I mean, he's probably as well prepared as anybody for this type of situation with his, you know, his off-season habits and everything.
I would agree, and that's what I was saying earlier. Is him and Trevor Jones actually wrestled like this international tournament. What was it, the year or two before Trevor went into high school? So, so Gabe must have been in like 6th, 7th grade at that point. So they know it. They've been doing this forever, since they've been little kids. You know, they've both been wrestling since they're probably at least 5 years old, if not before, knowing both of their fathers.
100%.
Right, and so they're well seasoned, and they've done tournaments nationally and globally.
And those are the type of kids who you know are wrestling as young men.
I mean, look, he just to jack him up and basically almost bear hug as he turned away and take him down. I mean, just the strength and endurance that he has to stay that composed again is unbelievable. So it's 16-6 with 50 seconds left to go in the third.
We'd like to thank some of our local sponsors for bringing you this coverage today. Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, and 19th Hole in the Marketplace. Thank you for providing financial support, and there's going to be some support right there as the pin happens for Logan.
And as I said, there's only going to be one or two things that happen, right? It's going to be a tech fall, it's going to be a pin.
Perez knew what was going on. He's like, okay, Logan's a good solid wrestler, so he knew.
No, I think at the end he tried to like lat drop throw, and Gabe just said, nope. Just put him straight on his back. So.
Let's go to another champion from Del Barton. Jaden James is joining us. Jaden, congratulations. Just talk about this win and, you know, this match for you. I mean, undefeated, great season. You finished third in the state. How does this rank for you so far in your career here at Del Barton?
It's pretty cool. I didn't get to wrestle here last year, so coming out here and winning it was pretty cool. It's a really good environment, and it was really fun.
Now, you guys obviously talk about the new room. I know you guys were kind of nomads the last time. You got that beautiful room. How does that help with your guys' training? Because you don't have to hop in the cars and drive anywhere. You have a beautiful facility on your campus. How does that help you guys get ready?
Yeah, it's sick. You know, our room's great. You know, it gets really hot and stuff. It's nice It's nice after school, just having not to drive for like 20 minutes to Buxton. We just go there and get a nice hard workout in. It makes schoolwork a lot easier and everything.
Yeah, just one question for you. I know a number of years ago, a lot of the guys used to take their sweatpants and take their socks and tuck them into them. I'm starting to notice the Del Barton guys are starting a little bit of a new trend with the cut-off sweatpants. Is that something that you are trying to make a staple in the wrestling world now as a fashion statement?
Yeah, kind of. You know, we've been talking about it all week. We got it. We saw Corey Cooperman also used to do it when we were in practice, so we decided that why not try it, and I think it's going along pretty well. It looks good.
All right, good luck on being that trendsetter.
And finally, last question. Are you going to try to do the Hawaiians this year? Because I know that was a big thing. And we're trying to get on the ground floor of that, make a little money at States.
There may be something different this year. I don't know.
No. We got to stay with Hawaiians. But
I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Congratulations. Going to head back here. We're just waiting on the other bout. This is going to be the 157 bout between Betts from Del Barton, another sophomore, 15-6, versus, I'm going to horribly pronounce this name if I don't, Luke Batesel, a junior from Kinnelon, 16-2.
Yeah, really impressive from Batesel to make it to the finals, coming in as, I think it was a 4th seed. And then Feo from Mountain Lakes is really tough, and he pinned him in 4 minutes and 26 seconds, or I'm sorry, 3 minutes and 57 seconds to make the final. He had a very impressive run to get there, and I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he pinned the Mount Olive individual, Capolo, in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Oh, man, I can't talk today. But Betts also came in as the 3rd seed, so we have 2 guys that actually aren't traditional 1 and 2 seeds making the finals this year. CJ, I know, lives in Oakland, New Jersey, so I know him and Trevor, at least last year, were traveling in together, and he was picking him up. CJ looks a lot bigger this year, and you know, I know he didn't crack the lineup yet last year. I know that lineup was very deep. That was the one team. They almost finished first in the nation. So he's coming in, and again, another seasoned wrestler. Like Del Barton basically has 2 varsity lineups. So as soon as guys graduate, those next guys are ready to fill in, and CJ's just one of those guys coming in here as a sophomore.
Well, if you remember, what was it? It was 2 years ago when Ruiz couldn't go, and they shuffled the lineup, and they brought in why am I drawing a blank on his name? He wound up winning. I could see his face. He came out. He was a backup, and he wound up winning the entire county tournament. He's at UPenn.
Yeah, and he won it last year too. Henry Forte.
I'm so sorry to defend. I just was like, look at him. Like,
yeah, Henry Forte from Cresskill. So yeah, and it's interesting. I used to coach at Cresskill too, so him and I kind of had similar backgrounds. He wrestled for the same youth coaches that were there when I was at Cresskill way too many years ago. It's over 20 years ago now. Wow.
You don't want to tell what year that is.
No, it's a long time ago. It's over the 20-year mark, but you know, Prefer's still there coaching the youth program and whatnot. So him and I were talking about that. Really interesting, but yeah, he ended up going to UPenn and wrestling. Smart kid, aggressive wrestler, and he did crack the lineup finally last year.
Well, before we start this next matchup, you want to become a sponsor? Click on your logo here, send me an email, fill out the form. We have limited opportunities left for the 23-24 season. We're going to be doing some region wrestling, some districts. We have some upcoming matches. Send me a message. It's very affordable. Trust me. You think it's going to be expensive because you're lied to by other people. It's not. It's very workable within your budget. We want to just spread the word about the kids. So send me an email. Why work with the rest when you can deal with the best? GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. Don't listen to the goof. We deliver the proof. And follow us on social media. On Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On Twitter, GardenStateHSW. On Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling. And like and subscribe down there. For all those events we have coming up, you'll get notified when we go live. You'll also be able to see our podcast and everything else we do there.
And going back to this final, didn't Luke finish last year? Did he play 6th in this tournament?
I'm pretty sure he did.
5th or 6th, so he's grown a lot. He's gotten a lot bigger. I know he's a big-time lacrosse player as well, but it's paying off here on the mat, so let's see what he can do in the finals.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of the original GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. We also would like to thank our local sponsors, Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, 19th Hall in the Marketplace. I'm Donald J. Brower here. We're about to call the 157 final between CJ Betts of Del Barton and Luke Batesel from Kinnelon. Here with me for the 10th year, and always with me is Stephen Baig here at these tournament. And joining us on the call is Shane Dunn. Going to do a 3-man booth. It's nice for our 10th year.
Correct me if I'm wrong, first time in Garden State HS Wrestling history of a 3-man booth.
Yeah, pretty much this is the first time we did the 3 of us. Normally it was Don and I, and then we always did the interviews with the third person. Every now and then we'd have a special guest jump in, like we always tried to get Mike Zook or Lenny Smith on air, but difficult to do that. So,
I mean, you guys have commentated over a quarter of the Morris County tournaments that there have been, 10 out of 38 of them, which is a pretty astonishing feat, if you ask me. I mean, I'm only 20 years old, and I've only gotten to commentate for the last 3 or 4 years of my life, but it's this is definitely, I'm very happy to be at this tournament. I'm very happy to be alongside you guys.
I was going to say, happy to be alongside you as well. No wonder why I'm so tired.
That's one thing I always talk about at tournaments, and I mean, I didn't get here until 11:30. I'll never lie, but there's some people, and this is a 2-day tournament, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, so we wrestled last night. I'm an early bird guy, so I was up at 5 in the morning. I was the first coach here. That's just my style. But yeah, you know, the season gets tiring. It's a lot of late nights, early mornings. So it's a pleasure to kind of sit back and be able to commentate and talk about it with guys like you.
And that's one big thing I was going to ask. I mean, I'm big into a lot of different sports, so I'll kind of, they go off the mat here. Still 0-0 for both wrestlers. I'll kind of cross-reference with sports here. The only coach that I can even think of off the top of my head besides, like, honestly, I think Steve Kerr in the NBA is one of the only ones I can think of. How much do you think coaching helps you out to be able to commentate on the fly? Because I don't know how often you do this. I would guess irregularly, but how much does it help you, do you think?
On the fly stuff, I don't know. I mean, you know, like when Don looks at me and goes, all right, what question you got in an interview? I'm like, all right, let me think real quick. For stuff like this, it's easier where I can, like, describe the positioning now. Like, right, he just pretty much had an overhook, came across on the far, and I could describe how he hipped in and just put him on his back and pinned him. Which, congratulations, because CJ Best just won his first county tournament and didn't wrestle in it last year because he couldn't crack that lineup. But as far as being able to describe, like, the overtime rules, right? Like, things, those little logistical things that happen in a match or positions in a match, definitely through coaching, makes it easier. You know, I always read the rule book at the start of the season, so I know I need different rule changes and things like that. So in that sense, it does help out.
All right, let's go into overtime over here with talking to a champion. Let's talk to Mr. Myers over here from Morristown. Congratulations, Jack. Talk about this. You obviously have bigger aspirations. We understand that. You medaled last year. But to come out here and win this against a quality kid you may see down in Atlantic City, just how you feel?
Oh, I felt great today. Just wrestling hard, put points on the board, having a good time out there. That's what's most important to me. Just making it fun. I knew it was going to be tough wrestling here last year. Just wanted to. I really wanted this one, though. I really wanted to get a Morris County title. So, yeah.
Now, you obviously are, you know, a great wrestler from Morristown. Just talk about what this means for the school. You went through the program. You know, you guys have gone through it. You know, Morristown is right up there with like a Hanover Park for people who lose kids who come to the youth program, go somewhere else. You stay.
Yes.
You're showing these kids that, hey, you can come to Morristown. You can go right where these other guys go. How does it feel to kind of be that icon, that guy you can look at? You know, if I'm like a 6 or 7 year old kid going, hey, he stayed here and won it, I can get my name on the wall in Morristown.
Oh, that's one of the reasons I love wrestling from Morristown so much. Being a public school kid, just showing other kids that, you know, they have what it takes. They don't have to go to the private school, you know, leave their town, leave their coaches, leave their friends. It wasn't even a thought in my mind. So my coaches are the best. I wrestle hard with them every day. They're what makes me who I am on the mat. So, I mean, there's no need to go out there wrestle to go to a private school or anything like that. So, yeah, it's really important to me to show everyone that you can do that.
Yeah, I know you have big expectations for this season, so where do you expect to or where do you want to finish in the state tournament? Obviously, you're
what does he want to finish in the state
obviously
tournament?
State championship.
I think he's going down there like, hey, let me get third.
Well,
he wants to win it all.
His expectations when he makes it to Atlantic City this year, and then where are you going when you get out of high school?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Atlantic City, you said it. You know, the goal is to be a state champion. That's what I work for every day. That's why I put all this time and effort in and do what I do. But yeah, next year I'll be going to the University of Virginia, and I'm really excited for that too. Just a new ride, new adventure. So yeah, I'm super excited for that too.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Listen, thank you so much. It's been great covering you. Congratulations and enjoy this. But I think we're going to be talking to you a lot more in the upcoming weeks. Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Jack Myers, the winner of the title at 144 from Morristown. Just waiting on this. We're going to, don't forget to see here on our social medias, at Facebook, GardaStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter or X at GardaStateHSW, on Instagram, GardaStateHSWrestling, and like and follow us on YouTube. You get all the information you need. You'll see anything we have with live sponsors, and if for some reason you decide, hey, you know what, I want to advertise, become a sponsor. Click on your logo here on any of the team pages, or email me at admin@GardaStateHSWrestling.com. You will get a response in 24 hours. We will help provide you with the best coverage available. Don't listen to the goof. We deliver the proof. Don't work with the rest. Deal with only the best. GardaStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider of all high school wrestling coverage in New Jersey. Just waiting on the next match here. Next match is going to be like a Gavin Gomes versus a man we all know, Alessio Parenton, the reigning state champion at 157 from a year ago. Going to have this matchup here.
So here we are at 165 pounds here. As Don said, this is Gavin Gomes of Morris Knolls and Alessio Parenton from Del Barton. So this will be a really, really good matchup here between these two wrestlers. And you know, Alessio Parenti definitely coming off of a state championship from a year ago, looking to repeat his another one here this season. So this should be a really good matchup here between them.
Yeah, and a traditional final in the sense of having a 1 and 2 seed make it to the finals. Gavin Gomes, very, very good wrestler for Morris Knolls at 18-5, senior. You know, had a tech fall, and then only won an 8-7 decision over Ryan Flamer from Jefferson, another really tough wrestler, to make his way to the final, where we're looking at Alessio Parenton, who was a state champ last year, dominated his way to the finals with all falls except for his tech fall over Ott from Hanover Park.
Another solid wrestler too.
Yep.
From Hanover Park. Definitely the team that has been one of the premier teams for a long time, high-profile wrestling team.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of the original GardaStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. Quick match here. Looks like Alessio Parenton.
That was it. It looked like it. I missed first second. It looked like Gomes shot in, and he just, as he came up, hit him with a quick lat drop, put him to his back, and he pinned him in 18 seconds. So,
former state champion we're talking about here.
No, I know. Former. He's going to be a current state champion. But, you know, now our final matches are actually going quicker than the third, fourth, and fifth, sixth matches. So it's going to give us a little bit of a pause as we have to wait for those matches to complete. And then we'll get another interview in, which will be right now.
No trick questions? All right.
We got Coach Suck over here trying to talk it down.
We got to get Coach Zook on. We should do him as the next interview.
So we're going to get an interview with Logan.
He was a Hall of Fame inductee today,
now,
so
let's talk about this win for you. We were talking about this, how poised you seem to be. This is probably one of the smaller tournaments you've been a part of in your career, going around and doing what you do. Just talk about this and how it feels to win a title for Del Barton.
It feels good. I'm just excited to get my year going. You know, like a start of a new era for me. You guys are freshmen here at the school I'm at, just figuring it out.
Now, you guys win, 15th in a row. Were you even born when they started the streak?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So for you to continue this, and we've obviously talked about it in the past, in previous years, if you didn't know, Del Barton was always really strong at certain weights and in the upper weights. You guys are a complete squad. Kind of talk about that and just kind of how you guys are coming together, because you guys don't live near each other, but you guys are probably one of the greatest family teams there is. How do you guys foster that?
Yeah, I think one thing I learned coming to the school this year is like we just focus on brotherhood, and we have a really strong brotherhood with this team this year. We're super close. Like every guy from 106 to heavyweight, our JV guys, we do a lot together. So it's a tight-knit team. Just something that we're always working on, and we're always just focusing on like being tighter as like a team.
And full disclosure, some of that brotherhood is over there making faces at you, trying to get you embarrassed. So,
yeah.
And then, with this going on, and you guys having such representation of finals, I know your guys' ultimate goal is Atlantic City, and you guys also would love to win another group title, going down and having a rematch with St. Joe's Montville. How do you feel you match up with those guys?
I think that this year we have like a chip on our shoulder where we're coming for the state title. After last year, I mean, we're hungry for that state title this year.
We live in the same town. You probably don't know it, so I grew up actually with your mom, and I know your mom's side, or the whole family.
Nice.
My father actually used to work with your grandmother.
Nice.
But just knowing that you grew up in town and you grew up with Trevor, wrestled with Trevor pretty much your whole life, and probably CJ you've known for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
How cool is that you all came to Del Barton and you're able to kind of continue, not just wrestling when you were little, but now through your high school career together? Yeah,
I think a big part of the reason I chose Del Barton was like I felt part of the family before I got there, just because like a lot of my teammates, a lot of the sophomores and juniors, I've had a relationship with them my whole life. I grew up with them on club teams and like friends and in town. So it's definitely like super nice to like have people, especially coming to the school this year. It was super nice to have people that I had a relationship with already. It made things a little bit easier for me.
All right. Thanks, Gabe, man. And good luck as you move forward into the state tournament.
Exactly. Congratulations. I think we're going to see more of you in the offseason. Gabe Logan, the champion there.
Gabe.
Being into 175 coming up here in a little bit. Definitely a little bit of time, though. That was an 18-second pin there.
Now, I think this one's going to be I like Nico Gonzalez, but he's got a tough matchup here against this reigning state champion last year at 165, Lou Sergio, a senior from Del Barton, 21-2. Nico Gonzalez, a very promising sophomore who gives Mount Olive, who we're assuming is still vying for the #1 public team here at the tournament, and gives them a really good guy to handle those mid to upper weights when some of these seniors and juniors move on. But
yeah, I mean, if we go back and look at the team scores, it's gotten even more of a spread. So Del Barton currently has 362.5 points, where Mount Olive only has 215.5 points. And Jefferson has 147. I don't think Jefferson can cover that gap.
So Mount
definitely, and then Mount Olive's going to walk away probably almost 100% definite as the #2 team in the tournament.
Do you want a local business? Well, let's do some social media first. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, and if you like what you see here, like and subscribe. You'll get notified when we have our upcoming podcasts and everything we do. We are the original Garden State HS Wrestling. And if you would like to advertise your business, how do you advertise? Click on your logo here, fill out the form, or send me an email, admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We're very affordable, and we want to help promote you. Don't listen to some goof. We deliver the proof. You want to work with the rest, or you want to go with the best? GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in New Jersey. We cover more matches. We get you more bang for your buck. Don't listen to the spiel by a used car salesman. Come with us and see the profits grow. Now we're waiting here because that was such a quick pin at the last.
Yeah, I mean, the one last match that's finishing up right now is Fami from Whippany Park versus Utes from Mount Olive. I don't know what was going on before. I think Mount Olive was looking for a slam in that match, so it kind of stopped it for a second. Right now, Fami's up 9-4, so that match should be over in about 40 seconds. And then hopefully, well, they still got to do the medals, and then hopefully we'll just get right back into the next one.
We should.
Oh, wow. You're hearing the crowd just because Fami just he just launched Jutes. So.
And I mean, in the middle of our last interview, you saw the interviewee, his head turned, you saw all of us paused, a huge slam. You could almost feel it, and the entire crowd was watching it.
Yeah,
it was a great slam on that.
I heard it, but I couldn't see it.
It was. I was.
Technically, we
veering
can't
off.
call it a slam if they didn't call it a slam. It was
It
a mat return.
A legal slam.
A legal slam.
I don't know if
Let's say
that
legal.
exists, but we could call
A
it
mat return. I don't want to get in trouble. Try to stay out of trouble. Wife told me I have to stay out of trouble.
Well, it's a good idea, but we got called for a slam earlier. Unfortunately, my kid probably would have been the next best kid in that weight class for the wrestlebacks and couldn't complete it. So it does happen, and sometimes it's controversial. And it is what it is. That's part of being in athletics.
We'd like to thank our local sponsors, Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, the 19th Hole, and the Marketplace for providing financial support this season to allow us to bring you this broadcast of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. Today's broadcast is also presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage today. I'm Donald J. Brower here with Shane Dunn and Stephen Baig. We are mat side waiting on the next bout here, the championship at 175. Reigning state champion Lou Sergio from Del Barton against a young upstart from Mount Olive, Nico Gonzalez, who, I'll tell you what, Nico's got a hard sled here. I think he's got a great future here at Mount Olive.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a sophomore. He's 20-6. Almost pinned his way to the final, but he knocked the number 2 seed Knapp off from Roxbury 7-4 to make his way to the final. Sergio just dominant with a fall, and a tech fall. So, should be another interesting final, but if I were to be a man who's predicting, and I'm not Nostradamus, it's going to end either in a fall or a tech fall.
Now, this tournament is one of the biggest of the year. What kind of a kickstart for a career? I mean, I know he's a sophomore, but what kind of a boost would this give Gonzalez if he was able to pull off an upset against Sergio?
Oh, my God. That's the kind of, not just momentum that you get late in the season to carry you through, that's confidence. I mean, if you go out there and you beat a kid of this caliber, you know in the back of your head, maybe not even the back of your head, you know in the front of your head that, man, I'm just this damn good, and I can go out and I can make some serious noise, not just in the region, but going down to Atlantic City.
That'll have to launch him into the top tier of that weight going forward the rest of the season. Not only in districts, regions, he would be one of those upper seeds. I mean, that's an eye-opening win. That's something that'll happen. I mean, not 100% sure he's going to play. He's going to be a tough, scrappy kid. He is. So, I think it'll be good, but let's get to the action.
Yeah, and that'd be huge with the criteria that you get, too. I've had that happen, too, where a kid knocked off a state place winner, and you take that criteria and that seed in the state tournament over that individual. So, it sets you up really well when we get down to the last part of the state tournament, which is in Atlantic City. But you already saw within less than 15 seconds takedown, and he let him go for the escape.
I mean, this is turning into a Vision Quest type of matchup here. 2-1 now for Sergio.
He just hit a really nice high crotch. He's finishing on his hip, but he's recovering off of it, spikes the leg, and that's how he finishes the 2 there.
So you're saying that who are you trying to say is shoot?
I knew you were going to bring that.
Who shoot?
It's Sergio.
Right now,
I guess Sergio, well,
then it's not a Vision Quest match.
It's not
Loud and Swain would have won. So you're calling for Gonzalez to get the win here?
Well, Loudon Slade's on his back right now.
Yeah.
So
this is the real life Vision Quest.
Hey,
not
listen,
Hollywood.
just to get to the county finals is not
one
an
of the
easy
toughest
task.
counties. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the toughest counties you could participate in.
So the fact that Nico Gonzalez, who's a sophomore, got here from Mount Olive
100%.
is impressive on its own.
I'm taking nothing away from Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez is a hell of a wrestler for Mount Olive. It's just sometimes here when you wrestle a kid who's won a state title, it's tough when you make the finals.
No, and you can see how slick Sergio is. I mean, Lou's just getting in really deep on his shots, and it's an easy finish for him because he's penetrating so deep through his opponent. He almost has him taken down before he's completing the shot. That's how far he's driving him back.
I haven't gotten to see Del Barton so far in my commentating career, and it has been an eye-opening day for me. I mean, this is incredible. And this is my first match of Sergio's as well, and a great start for him.
Yeah, he's dominant.
It sounds ridiculous. Sounds silly as commentating high school wrestling, but it is a pleasure to get to commentate for Del Barton today.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see first period pin with 34 seconds left in the period. So what is that? A 1 minute and 26 second pin. He was up 9-1 at that point.
I mean, wow, what a win.
Yeah, and so we're going to be in the same situation that we just were in the last one. Is there's going to be a pretty big pause because both of the other matches just finished the first period. All right, the other match is into the second period for 5th, 6th. There's a long way to go in those matches, so we're going to have a little bit of time here waiting for those to finish off. And then we'll get back to the what are we at, 190-pound final? Is that where we're at
Yeah,
next?
I think
Wow.
we got 3 to go now.
Yeah, so we're moving pretty quickly.
Well, follow us on social media if you want to even move quicker. Follow us on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling, on Twitter or X at Garden State HSW, and like and subscribe on YouTube. We will get you signed up, and you can like and follow us for everything we do on YouTube. You'll notify when we go live on everything we do. So thank you for the support this season. We've been doing great with all the following. And if you want to be a sponsor, click on your logo here button. It'll go right to the team page, or you can send me an email, admin at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. We cover the most matches. We do the most. Go with the original, not the knockoff. Why deal with the goof when we deliver the proof? Don't work with the rest. Deal with the best. GardenStateHSWrestling.com, the premier high school wrestling provider in New Jersey.
Oh. I was hitting the wrong button.
So we're going to try to get...
Sorry about that. I thought I muted myself.
No.
I was hitting the cough button.
You were muting me a little bit.
That's okay. Most people wanted that right now. That was a bad joke.
But here we go. We're going to be starting up at 190 pounds soon, and that will be Vincenzo Laval.
Well, before we get there, don't go ahead of us. We're going to talk to the man who just won the title for Del Barton, CJ Betts. CJ, talk a little bit about this. Another win for Del Barton. You guys, 15th championship in a row. How do you feel right now?
I feel good. It's pretty cool to just come out and wrestle. Last year I was behind Cross, so I was just kind of anxious to get out of the mat, get out here, and I'm just super happy to compete, super happy to be part of Del Barton, just this whole thing. It's just really cool.
Now, you guys obviously, your backups are better than some guys' first. I know we talked about Forte winning it a couple of years ago, coming through as a backup. You back up last year. That's a tough lineup to crack. For you to be a part and be able to put your name on there. There's a lot of guys who come there with a lot of hope to Del Barton, but there's just quality guys in that room. Beautiful new room, by the way. But that room is such a tight room. For you to break through and win it, how does that mean knowing your name's up there with this championship run?
Honestly, like I said, it feels great. You get in that room, you go there knowing that it's a hard environment and it's a good place to be. So finally being able to crack, get into the lineup, be in the mat, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I know last year you were stuck behind Cross. I mean, I got to watch you wrestle a few varsity matches and knew that your talent would definitely be coming through this season as he graduated. One, how does it feel to finally crack the lineup? And two, what are your expectations as the season moves on?
I'm just excited to be out there, excited to be on the mat. It's kind of my whole thing. I'm just praying every night, thanking God for what I have, and, I'm just excited for what's to come, Just keep wrestling hard, keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully make a statement at the States this year.
Excellent.
All right, thank you.
Listen, congratulations. I'm sure we'll be talking to you later on, and enjoy this. And I'm sure I'm probably going to be talking to you guys down at Rutgers when you guys are wrestling St. Joe's Montville in the state final again.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
CJ Betts, the champion right there, joining us for a moment. We are going to head to the next match here. It's going to be the 190 final. Tell us a little bit about them, James. Who we got coming out?
So we have Tyler Bienius from Mount Olive, and we have Vincenzo Laval from Hanover Park. And this should be a really good matchup here. The first one that we've seen in a while without a Del Barton wrestler in the final. So really looking forward to this great matchup here too, where Laval is looking to become a state champion this year for the Hanover Park Hornets, as his dad was a 3-time state champion. who's now an assistant coach for the Hornets.
3-time state champion, and he also medaled his 4th year. Vincenzo actually has finished 3rd 2 years in a row at 190. I know he wants to get that last step. He's got a tough one, though.
Yeah, and he's coming in as a junior, so he does have 2 more tries at it, but I think he's definitely got the talent to be a state champ this year. That takes nothing away from Tyler. This is his senior year. I think his freshman year is 138 pounds, or wrestled at the 138-pound weight class. He was tall like he is now, but he was more of a string bean. Now he's 190 pounds, fully filled out. He looks like a much stronger kid. I think we're really going to have a good final here at this MCT for this weight class.
Oh, 100%. I'm looking forward to it, and I think Bianis will definitely make the state podium for sure too, because of how solid he really is.
Yeah, I think we got definitely 2 state place winners standing before us. Vincenzo, I just feel, has a little bit more of an edge being down in Atlantic City, being a 2-time, not just state place winner, but he finished 3rd twice. So, he's had a solid freshman, sophomore year, and hopefully he capitalizes this year as a junior.
And say what you want about other stuff. He's also has to have the advantage, because you could sit there and and we've talked about this, and I'm not going to put you on the spot with any parents, but to be able to have somebody who's won 3 state titles and get that advice and talk to your dad and have him understand and help put you in that mindset and know what it takes to do it is immeasurable when you have somebody like that.
Well, that's what you're seeing out of Gabe Logan.
Exactly.
I mean, Gabe Logan's dad, Damian, was a 4-time state finalist, 3-time state champ. He probably should have won it. The one year he didn't win it was against, Mike Connolly from Phillipsburg. That's when we had super regions, and those were like super intense, where Damian pinned his opponent, went down the Connolly. I think it was Damian went down to Connolly's mat and just bounced there and stared at him wrestling it. And then it was like almost an all-out brawl in the finals. He was a high-quality wrestler, and now you're bringing up your son, and that's what he's learning. So you see Gabe come in here in dominant fashion and win in the final. It wasn't even a question. You're seeing the same exact thing out of James's son.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter, X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling, and like and subscribe for all the upcoming matchups. We have a lot of stuff still left. I know we're getting close to the end. We're going to be doing regions, districts, lots of upcoming matches. Like and follow and subscribe so you get notified when we're there. And you want to be a sponsor? Limited sponsorship opportunities are available for those live streams and our upcoming matches. Click on the Your Logo Here button on your team page, or email me at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We will help you spread the word about your business. We're not expensive. Trust us. We'll help you advertise your business. Don't let it some goof. We deliver the proof. Don't work with the rest. Deal with the best. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey.
All right, here we go, and now we're into the 190-pound finals. I don't know why, but they just started wrestling.
They didn't get the sheet. They thought it was ready.
Do you really need the bout sheet now?
No, I think we know who's there.
I think we have a pretty good idea, so let's get this going.
With everything being technology-based now, you really need paper, I guess. I know HWS definitely went all technology now, or I know the girls' HWS did, so.
And we do too, for the most part here, so that's why when you see a bout sheet getting run across in the final after they started, it was a little weird. But it's here nor there. Vincenzo's in on a shot deep. You got Tyler locking around the waist. It's going to end up being a stalemate unless Vincenzo can pop his head out, and there it is. Gary Kessler calls a stalemate. They'll go back on their feet.
And as you said of Bianis earlier, very tall, very lanky wrestler that, definitely could make this a very defensive match. But like you said, the edge might go a little bit to Laval just because of the experience and this 2-time state medal winner already.
And that's no disrespect to Bianis. I mean, when you looked at these upper weights last year, you had Moscatello, you had Borgia, you had Laval. They were bang with each other, and even though Borgia didn't place on the stand, he gave Moscatello all he could handle down at states at the beginning and here at a match. So it just so happens you might get a really quality guy, and that's nothing bad. It's just you'll see how everything goes. And, when it comes to Bianis, he's still got a great shot to be on that podium. We're not taking anything away from it. You never know how everything's going to go with the draw.
No, and he was down in Atlantic City last year, and I believe the year before. And wasn't he in the county final last year?
Yes, and I think he medaled last year as well.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's right there. I mean, that's what everybody looks at it and sees, okay, obviously you're going to get it. They may see each other in the States. They may not. You never know what happens, and there's usually some upsets. So.
No, I think there's going to be one of our closest finals that we have today. And I'll be honest, the winner of this match might be one of like the OWs of the tournament, or at least up for the running for
we
OW
just saw
of
my
the
fat
tournament.
self on camera.
What's that?
I didn't have the Oprah filter on. They just saw me on the corner of the camera.
Oh,
now I'm all fat. I look like Kingpin mixed with a blob over here. I got to start working out. I got a face for radio, I was told.
Wasn't there a wrestler called the Revolting Blob or
Yes,
something?
that was in an Adam Sandler movie, though.
Oh, all right. It doesn't count.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company. The official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. Donald J. Brower here. We're calling the 190 final from the Morris County Tournament Championship. Stephen Baig for the 10th year. James Clarke, I'm still not claiming years because I think there's an issue about money. So you're right in there. But it is end of the first. We have Tyler Bietis from Mount Olive versus Vincenzo Laval. Not Del Val, like other places called them. We actually know their names. Vincenzo Laval.
And it's a 0-0 after the first. Vincenzo, being smart, got the choice. He's going to take down. This is a match that could clearly go into overtime with the quality wrestling that's coming out.
100%. And that's what you want. I mean, number 1 versus number 2 here, kind of who we thought would be there. Really nice seating by the group here.
Nope, they're in a little bit of a scramble now. Tyler holding on to his leg, trying to return him. Depending how long he holds up, it could be a stall call as they're on the edge of the mat, but Gary's just going to blow them out of bounds, or the official's going to blow them out of bounds.
Just so we know, that was Anthony Oliveri blocking my scoreboard shot. He stood up to cheer, tell his guy what was going on, and blocked my scoreboard shot.
But the coaching staff for Hanover Park, they've got a lot of alumni from Hanover Park there. Not just only James Laval, but you also have Anthony Oliveri that's on that coaching staff too. You know, you got a lot of really good coaching staff there that knows and breathes about the Hanover Park wrestling.
Oh, and Tyler Branham.
100%.
Tyler Branham.
Tyler's their head coach. Tyler was a Kittatinny wrestler in high school. It was an excellent wrestler in high school as well. So, you know, having him come in, and I know he's not your traditional, you know, Hanover Park guy. They've taken him in and embraced him, and they should. I mean, he's a high-quality coach.
I'll tell you a funny story. They lucked out getting him because the rumors going around was he was actually going to be getting the Vernon job back before he went to Hanover Park, and they cut the youth program, from what I was told, and he was like, where's the support? And came to Hanover Park as an assistant and has taken over and kept this team rolling.
Yeah, no, he's done a great job. So Vincenzo actually came all the way off the mat and onto the floor. Now he's getting up without issue. We got 1 minute and 14 seconds left. I imagine at some point he's at least going to get to his feet to get the escape for 1 point.
You would assume.
But Bietis is doing such a nice job. I mean, he knows when Laval is standing. He's taking control of that single leg, kind of bringing him back down in the mat return. So, you know, he's been doing really good from top. But as long as he can continue to ride out here, you know, he's in pretty good position at this time. But
no, and right now, you know, he's got Laval flat. Keeping him flat on the mat is going to be really important. You have no power there when you're laid out. So really, Laval's got to get a base underneath him. He's got to try to start coming up to his feet, and we're under the minute mark, so he's got a lot of work to do. And you can see he's trying to come up to his base. It looks like Tyler's got a tight waist from this angle, a little hard to tell, but it looks like a nice deep waist, tight waist, which is controlling his waist. So that's not allowing him to come up off his base.
100%, and he's already almost 1.5 minutes of riding here, which is huge right now for him. And
so only 30 seconds left. I'll tell you, if Tyler can ride him out, he's going to put himself in position to win this match. Because I'll tell you, he's going to take bottom in the next period.
He'd have to.
100%.
We only got 20 seconds left, and he's keeping him flat on the mat.
So let me ask you, I'm going to get in your coaching brain right here. Your Bietis' coach is from Mount Olive. He's going to take down. If you're Hanover Park, do you let him start neutral just so you can get the shot, or you hold him and then think he gets out halfway through as a coach?
So if you ride him out, you're going to go, this is going to be the end of the second. I mean, that was an awesome job. You only have 1 minute in overtime to take him down, right? If you go to the first overtime. Right now you have 2 minutes. It's 0-0. Do you think you could hold him down? The answer is yes, then try to ride him out. That's could be a little dangerous. Usually what I'll tell my wrestlers, feel it out. If you can ride. Burn some of the clock. But if he comes up and you can't, let's cut and let's try to get the takedown to win the match. And you can see that just happened. Tyler came up, hand fighting really nice, was able to break the grip, came out, scored his 1 point. Now we have, he broke out with about 10 seconds into the period. Now Vincenzo's going to have to open up to win this match.
100%. And that was just good, smart, knowing yourself and what you're wrestling in, and just knowing the position that you're in right now. You just rode out for 2 minutes. You got ridden out for 2 minutes, and now trying to ride out from top, not as easy as people think it is. So if you're feeling like you can't do it, let's try to win the match and try to take them down, which is
I always
good.
tell my wrestlers, like, being in the bottom position should be a guaranteed point. You're looking at these guys. Vincenzo didn't get out, which didn't guarantee him the point, but that's typically why you do it. And that's why he chose down, because the first to score is going to have advantage in the overtime. If you get to the ultimate ride out, you get choice. So that's why you would take down that scenario, but he didn't get out. So Tyler's now scored first. So a takedown and holding him down is going to be super important to prevent going to overtime and just taking the win. If they go to overtime in the ultimate tiebreaker, really right now, Tyler is holding all the cards.
He's doing just so phenomenal here. He has a single leg.
Look, he's in on a single leg. That's why I said if he wins this match, he should be the OW.
And
he just took him down.
The takedown.
Super impressive. He was in on a single leg, ran the pipe, took him down. We got 40 seconds left in the match. For Vincenzo to get out, score, and take him down, that's going to be really difficult. And if you asked me last year, I thought Vincenzo, he's a guaranteed, like, 4-time county champ. It looks like that guarantee's no longer.
You wonder, though, if this is the, not saying anything, but you wonder if this is the motivation or adds a little bit to the fuel of the fire to be top of that podium when you get down to Atlantic City.
I'll tell you, you're going to take a major seed away from Laval when they go down to Atlantic City and they seed that tournament. Super impressive. Mount Olive's first champion this year here at this tournament. Awesome.
Standing ovation here.
And there should be. In my opinion, that is your OW. Tyler Bianis is your OW right there.
Such an impressive win there for Tyler Bianis. Congratulations to him.
Well, we go from watching Tyler Bianis win to a man who didn't take time. He wasn't paid by the hour. Alessio Perrington, listen, congratulations. Did you even break a sweat out there? You were done so quick, I didn't have a chance to put your placard up.
To be honest, I didn't break a sweat.
Listen, talk about this. I mean, obviously you guys have huge goals. You guys win it for the 15th time in a row before you even get to the finals. How does it feel, from you? Obviously I know you got bigger goals, but just how you feeling right now?
Oh, it feels good. I like going to this tournament. It gets all of us used to scoring. We had a rough December. We had Beast, Powerade, Oklahoma. We're wrestling nationally ranked guys. We're not scoring as much, so coming here, we could definitely open up our attacks and get used to that for states and stuff like that.
Now, you obviously want to defend your state title. I know you got a potential looming rematch with St. Joe's Montville in the non-public championships. Just how do you guys feel you're peaking right now? Because you guys did say you had such a tough December. How do you guys feel you're going right now heading into that big part of the schedule?
Oh, I think we're right on track. At Southern, we really saw that we were very good, but we still need some work. Like, a lot of our guys, our conditioning wasn't up to par. Mostly just conditioning issues. We have a couple positions that we need to work on. Like, a lot of guys get stuck in the front head. We've been working on that a lot. But we're definitely on par. We're going to be ready.
Yeah, notice you got the cut-off sweatpants as well, the new trend.
Yep, beautiful.
I was also watching you before your final. You seemed pretty, calm, relaxed. What was your mindset going into that final? Because, like you said, you didn't break a sweat.
Yeah, I just don't like to get worked up. It was pretty much just go out there and pin as soon as I can. But the other matches, I was trying to work on my stuff, get texts.
All right. Yeah, you looked very cool, calm, and collected out there, and that'll definitely help you out as you go down to Atlantic City and on your quest for another state championship.
And so now that you guys got the cutoffs, what's going on with the Ryan Hawaiians? What's going on? I had another year with the Ryan Hawaiians.
Yep, that was last year. This year we're going to have something new. It's special, but, we'll keep it a secret for now.
Are you still playing Fortnite?
A little Fortnite,
Still? Jeez.
The mullet's still flowing. Goatee's coming in, too.
I wanted to
best.
ask about that because I came up to you right after the match. I have a mullet as well. Mine's a little overgrown, but tell me a little bit why the mullet? It's a new thing with our generation with pulling it off, and you're pulling it off great. Probably best hair at the tournament.
Thank you. Freshman year I had a buzz cut, and I was like, wow. I looked at some people, wow, I really need a mullet. I get the mullet, and I started flowing, so you just got to keep the flow going.
Well, you got the flow going, and the mullet's out there, and I don't think it's going to be the only mullet we're going to see at Del Barton. I was talking to your dad, so congratulations. We'll enjoy it.
Yep, thank you.
Now starting off the 2:15 matchup, Lee versus Borgen.
Yeah, this is another excellent final. I believe they wrestled earlier in the year in a dual meet, and Vincent Vincent dominated the match, and they know it's going to be a difficult match. As I talk to the West Morris Central coaches, that doesn't mean Borgia can't, give him a little run for his money here in this match.
Just throwing the placard up right there so everybody can see the matchup.
And Borgia's only a sophomore too, so.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company is the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage today. I'm Donald J. Brower here. It's the 2:15 final of the Morris County Championships. On the call with me, 10th year in a row, Stephen Baig, good or bad, getting me in trouble with people as the years go by. You're still here, running through.
You think it's me?
I don't know, it could be me. And then Shane Dunn on the call as well. First time three-man booth, wanted to go the 10th year. I don't know what the 10th year is. I think it's tinfoil. I don't know what it is. I got to get it for my wife. It's the 10th year anniversary coming up soon. So,
geez, you're married for 10 years already.
Almost, yeah. At the end of the year, Halloween. Yep.
Wow.
Listen, you're telling me. I know every day.
Because you know her. She's telling him.
Oh, I know. I count it. I have it like a counter. It's like the debt clock. 4-1 here. Lee's in charge.
40 seconds left in the first. You can see, Borgia's trying to go after him a little bit, but, Lee's he's one step
tough.
Up in his talent
It's
level
so
this
tough.
year. Yeah. I think he's actually a little bit better this year than he was last year, and that's hard to say because Vincent Lee was excellent last year. So
very good football player, too. Him and Martin are that, and we've talked about this in the past, except for a few years where, what was it, 1 year, the 12th seed, Mashevsky winds up winning.
No, he wasn't the 12th. Was he the 12th? I
Yeah.
thought he was less than that.
No, he was the 12th seed. I think he was the 12th seed. He wound up tying with, that was the year he tied as the farthest seed to win it with Bone from Jefferson when he was the 12th seed.
Bone was the 10th, I think.
10th seed.
And then
Mashevsky
was the 12, and he upended that. Also, Borgia plays football. He's a really good football player, talking about that as well. And interesting enough, Brian Stoll's son transferred into Del Barton this year, and he plays football.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, doesn't wrestle,
A part of their really good team this year for West Morris, they won the section. Everybody kind of thought it was a down year, but they wind up winning and advancing on. They had a really good run for this football team this year.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Henley, their head football coach, is an excellent coach, and everybody's like, oh, they're going to have a down year, and then they turn around and win a section in football. It's super impressive.
Now, we've seen the dominance all day from Del Barton as well as the last decade and a half. But you see a lot of public schools here, and I even attended a public school that was, at least while I was there, one of the best in the state for public schools, North Harmon High School.
Okay, that's
How do public schools survive against private school talent?
It's everything in this. It's in ebbs and flows, right? So you're going to go up and down, up and down. Right now, the parochials seem to be at top of everything. Immaculata just started a wrestling program. Gloucester Catholic just started a wrestling program this year. St. Benedict's came back into the NJSIAA this year, and they're in our region. So that's kind of been the thing now. In the past, it was prestigious. Where I grew up, it's prestigious to wrestle for your hometown. So where are the kids coming from? They're coming from feeder programs in their own town. It's a matter of you as a coach and with your youth coaches, keeping these kids within your program. From the hometown, like I said, Del Barton, I grew up in Pompton Lakes. I live in Pompton Lakes right now. On their team, you've got Gabe Logan, you've got Trevor Jones, and CJ Betts, who lives in the next town over. So those kids, as they went through the program, where traditionally you would go to Pompton Lakes High School, have felt that the parochial way is the best way for them. And that's really what's going on right now is kids want to go to the parochials because they feel that's better wrestling. But you're looking at Borgia, who's born and raised there. Jack Myers, when we talked to him, born and raised in Morristown. Those guys can stay, and I think you need to see that. It's the same thing at Mendon. We talked years ago with Ryan Harrington. I coached Ryan Harrington to back-to-back state titles. He's an excellent wrestler. He started out as Division I wrestler, became a two-time All-American at a co. And my kids, even today, still look up to Ryan Harrington. He's on our Hall of Fame. They want to wrestle at Mendham High School. And we were fortunate enough in 2017 to produce some of those kids and win a sectional championship. Have a couple state place winners.
Those guys who stayed there.
Oh, the DeGenna, Gwinnett, the Tringali brothers, Bertha. All these guys, Gage Armijo. They came and wrestled for Mendham High School.
The pinner, as I call him.
Well, he had 107 career pins.
He was all or nothing, but he was a lot of the all.
Yeah, so I mean, having those guys, and they wanted to wrestle for each other and stay with each other. Because Winnett looked at going to Del Barton and said no, and his brother ended up going. His younger brother ended up going. But he's like, I want to wrestle with my friends. And DeGen was like, there's no way I'm going, and Tringales and all that.
And listen, I have absolutely no problem. It's your son. It's your daughter in a sense. If you think that it's going to be better at a non-public, that's your choice. I'm not faulting you for that, but I also like it when those kids stay home. So I'm not. If you decide you want to go to DeBarton, it's a great team. It's a great atmosphere. It's what you do. But if you want to stay home and win too, I'm happy with that. I know how you stand because you're being a coach, but you understand too.
I'm a public school guy, to be honest. You know, I went to public school when I was younger. I decided to teach at a public school, not a private school. And you want to keep your homegrown. If you're working with these kids all the way through, and then all of a sudden you see them go to another school, it's like you're handing talent to other people. You know, and I'm not saying that's exactly the same with Trevor and with Gabe. Like, they wrestled all year round, national. They, you know, basically had their own club teams that they worked with. A little bit different, but I do know, you know, I have friends that are in that youth program that work with them as well. And they wanted to see them stay. And so like a Chad McConnell who's wrestling for Pompton Lakes, he's again born and raised, and going to Pompton Lakes High School and through that youth program. So it's kind of nice to groom your own and keep your own. And hopefully that kind of answered your question in a very long-winded way.
Absolutely. That was a great answer, and I kind of have an impossible one for you.
Ask it real quick because we're going to finish this match up here with 3 seconds.
Or no, sorry about that. I was watching the end of that matchup. That'll be a win for Lee.
Yeah, and Lee won 9-4. I think Borgia gave him a good run there, and he never gave up, never let up in the match.
So what was your question real quick? Ask him real quick.
I was going to say, who do you think has the best factory for wrestling? If it was actually everyone had to wrestle for their hometown, who's producing the most talent? It's a tough one. That's why
That's a great question. I think it's tough. I think you look at Hanover Park has lost some kids.
They've lost some kids, but listen, let's get the next interview in, and we'll answer that question.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. It was a great question.
Shockingly a great question. But we're going to head to a champion, a guy I know, I respect, and I enjoy watching on the mat. Lou Cercio, just talk about this win. You win the state title last year. You come here, you wind up winning this. Just what you were looking for.
I mean, in the finals match, pretty much I was just looking to test my techniques that I've been working on with my dad, Coach Ernie Monaco, Ryan Wilson, just the whole Edge crew, and not only them, but the Del Barton crew, Guy Russo, Coach Stoll, Harrington, Beam, and Dungy.
Now, since you listed everybody, you guys come out here. You guys obviously, we talked to Alessio, we talked to the other ones. You guys, the beginning of the season is a grind for you. You're kind of settling into where you guys need to be. I think the Southern match showed that, and I think some of your upcoming matches. How do you guys feel with your team? Because I have to think you guys are looking at seeing St. Joe's Montvale again in the finals and trying to correct what happened last year.
Yeah, no, I mean 100%. I mean, this year specifically, our team has felt like a team. I mean, in the past years, I feel as though we haven't been as close as we are now. I mean, after the Southern match, we had every single guy on the varsity roster texting in the group chat about what we could do better and how to just work harder and train smarter. So it's good to have those kind of matches.
Yeah, I mean, you've had an excellent career. You're a senior at Del Barton now. Where do you plan to go next year?
So next year, I'm going to go to Finger Lakes Community College, and I'm going to train under the Spartan RTC. And obviously after that, I'm going to go to Cornell and train under Mike Gray, another Del Barton legend. So.
Yeah, Mike Gray was great. I mean, watched him wrestle throughout his career. My sister went to Cornell as well. It's a great school, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it up there. One final question. Everybody who came up on your team with sweatpants had them cut. You rolled them. Why?
I mean, they all cut their sweatpants, but I mean, mine are long, so I just roll them. I just think.
Is it a better look than the cut?
100%. I mean, Charlie Grippo, the drip king on our team, he showed me the way and kind of just paved the road for me.
Excellent, man. Way to be a trendsetter.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm sure we're going to be seeing you more coming down. If I'm a betting man, I think I'm going to be interviewing you a lot in the next couple of weeks. So, listen, congratulations. Enjoy this. And 15 in a row for Del Barton. You guys enjoy this, but I know you got bigger goals ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
So we're here at 285 pounds here, where we're going to have Connor Martin of Del Barton and Timmy Connolly of Jefferson Township. This will be the finals match of the evening, which should be a really good final for sure.
You're going to have the heavyweight final coming up.
Yeah, Connor Martin's well improved. Also, I was just going to say that. Sorry, he's 16-3 right now. Dominated his way to the finals. And I really like Tim Connolly. I think he's an awesome wrestler for Jefferson. Made his way to the finals. Also a 12th grader as well. He had a pin in a major decision over a tough wrestler from Montville in Luke Albillo. So, yeah, this should be a pretty good final and a good way to end the night.
Now we got looks like we go into overtime down there? Or
yeah, it's 1 minute overtime. It's a 1-1 match. I mean, I guess they could see it, on our camera as well.
To the left a little bit. We'll leave it up just so people can see.
So you can see the left match. I mean, I guess we could kind of commentate it through a little bit.
Yeah,
we had our first overtime match finally, so I could say if a match is tied at the end of regulation, you would go into a 1 minute overtime on your feet. Whoever has the first takedown wins the match. If there's no takedown, you're going to go to a coin flip, and you're going to choose either top, bottom, or defer. You can't choose neutral. If you defer, the other wrestler choose top or bottom. Once that's decided, you wrestle a full 30 seconds. The other wrestler gets to choose, and then you wrestle another full 30 seconds. If tied again at that point, the first wrestler to score gets choice, and that would be either top or bottom. If you choose bottom, you have 30 seconds to escape to win the match. If you choose top, you must ride out for 30 seconds for you to win the match, and that's what we call the ultimate tiebreaker, or better known as the UTB.
And this is what we call the sponsor reads. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage. Do you like what you see today? Are you looking for a way to advertise your business? We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the 23-24 season. You can sponsor one of our live streams or our local team page. Just click on the blank ad logo and fill out the sponsor form. Let GardenStateHSWrestling.com make you the star of the show. Don't listen to the goof. We deliver the proof. GardenStateHSWrestling.com, the original GardenStateHSWrestling.com, is the premier wrestling provider of all New Jersey. We produce the most matches. We go to the most buildings. We are everywhere. Last night we were at 2 separate locations. Next week we're going to be all over. We got districts, regions coming up. It is insane. So if you want to be part of that and get on the ride, jump on the train. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is pulling out. Woo, woo. That's the train running down the tracks. And I don't want to be anybody in the way.
So as I said,
don't forget to follow us on social. I got to get the socials in. Come on.
Oh, my God.
On social media, Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On Twitter or X, at GardenStateHSW. On Instagram, at GardenStateHSWrestling. Or YouTube. Like and subscribe. You'll see all our upcoming coverage. You'll get everything you need there. You'll get all podcasts and everything else we do. I'll let you
all right, here we go. Yeah, no, you definitely need to do the social media stuff. So, but anyway, going back, this is what I was saying. They went into the next 30 seconds. Right now, I'm blanking out. I think it was the Par Hills kid. Bauman just escaped to make it 2-1, but we'll have another full 30 seconds happening after that. I imagine Ellsmore is going to choose down.
This is for 5th place, so obviously.
Hey, it's still important. It's still a medal. All right, so Ellsmore's taken down. Not often that we get to commentate a 5th-6th match.
No, it's an interesting match.
No, it's good. I mean, listen, there's a lot of high-quality wrestling here. If you make it to a medal round, that's impressive.
100%. I mean, tough tournament here, tough teams, tough crowd. It's a great atmosphere here. Always is every year at least. It looks like he's just going to keep riding out for Bauman. Bauman trying to lock up a cradle, and that looks like that's going to be the end. That's going to be the end of that period, as Bauman's going to go ahead and be your 5th place finisher here at the MCTs. 4-1 in the second tiebreaker. Congratulations to him.
We'd like to thank our local sponsors, Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, the 19th hole, and the Marketplace for providing financial support this season to allow GardenStateHSWrestling.com's broadcast of this match. As I said, we're going to go to the heavyweight.
And the final.
And the final match of it. Right now, unless something strange here happens, I got Bienes as the OW.
By the way, going into this, interesting enough because Parsippany Hills just wrestled, just lost. They have 109 points to stay in 4th place. West Morris, 108 points.
Oh, wow.
So really, really close. And we just saw Borgio also wrestle 215. So one win from one guy would have definitely solidified where they finished this tournament out. And it looks like Par Hills is going to edge it out by a point right now.
They're announcing the 190 winners here. I'm calling it now. Vincenzo Laval's making the state podium high. I'll say it right now on air. Barring something drastic, Vincenzo Laval's making the state podium high. I have faith in that family and that kid.
Oh, 100%. But I was impressed.
Very impressed by
Very impressed by Tyler.
Totally
Bienes.
impressed by Bienes.
That was awesome.
As you see, a referee picking his nose in our shot. The scoreboard.
So here we go. We're going to get into the last final of the night, as we talked about. Connor Martin of Del Barton, a senior that's 16-3, and Timmy Connolly of Jefferson, and also a senior, 25-1. And Connolly, as we've talked about, has been so super good this year, so impressive this year. Not just today, but everywhere else that he's done this season. It's been outstanding to see the way he's been wrestling this year.
Yeah, I mean, this should be another good final. I mean, most of them ended up in Pinner Tech Fall. Connor Martin, very good football player. Tim Connolly from a traditional wrestling family. The one oldest brother went to Butler for 1 or 2 years, transferred to Jefferson, and the rest of the family's wrestled there. So
here we go. The matchup underway here at the 285. This is Don's favorite.
Oh, I love these guys.
Always love seeing the heavyweight matches.
I don't mean these guys in particular who are great wrestlers. I love just the battle, the brawling between two big dudes. And you know what it is? I like the fact that these are two traditional heavyweights. It's not somebody who's moving up from 215 or anything like that. It's two big guys who are going to go for stuff. As Martin in on a great shot there, comes around for the two. Going to try to run a half here. Trying to do the power half.
Yeah, power half there thrown in by him, and also has the legs thrown in too. That's not often when we see heavyweight wrestlers throw in legs.
No, these guys can wrestle. They're heavyweights, but man, whoa,
Martin's got to watch
I was going to say, he's almost like pinning himself there. But wow, he's got Connolly. Almost looks like a sleeper hold. And I think he's going to pin him with those legs. I mean, that's tight.
That's the pin.
And that's the final.
So
wow, really impressive. I mean, that was done in 55 seconds.
And against a really quality opponent, too, it's Connolly, you know.
No, I wouldn't want to wrestle Tim Connolly. I mean, I'm a lot smaller. But, yeah, he's a really, really good wrestler. We've seen him this year. We've wrestled against him this year. So for him to get pinned that quick in the match, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the Del Barton wrestler.
Well, you know what? We'll go with the Del Barton. Let's talk to a man who we thought had a very impressive match and his win. Tyler Bienes. Tyler, listen, congratulations. We were heartily impressed by your matchup and what you did. Just talk about wrestling a guy who we know you're going to see him again in states. We know you'll see him eventually. To go out there and do what you did, what was your mindset heading into it?
Yeah, well, we met a couple weeks prior at Escape the Rock, and I'd lost that one. So I felt good to get the revenge here and finally get a win.
Now, you obviously come out and you wrestle who you were doing. What were you looking for against him? Because a lot of sometimes the resume can get, into people's heads, two-time, third place, stuff like that. What were you looking for, after that and seeing that? Was there anything you thought you could exploit?
Well, I mean, I wasn't too worried about his achievements. I wrestled him before. I knew what I was made of. I knew I had it within me. So
now, obviously, you come out here. Great job by your team as a whole. You're going to finish top public school team in the area. The run you guys have been on, because you had Hagginson make the final, you had Gonzalez make the final, you had a lot of really good representation. The future of this squad, just talk about that and how you're feeling it going forward.
I mean, we're a really young team. We have a lot of freshmen that have been stepping up for us. Kids like Justin Bullock, Shane Kostakis, Colin Smythe, those kids. I mean, they've been making this dual meet team and this tournament team really good.
Yeah, I know. I believe your freshman year you were 138 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? Or you wrestled 138 pounds. Pretty skinny, not that you didn't have any muscle at all, but now I'm looking at you, 190 pounds. You definitely look like you've put on some muscle. You're a lot thicker. Have you had to make any adjustments being from that lighter weight wrestler to now like a heavyweight wrestler?
Yeah, actually, I think starting off at the lower weights actually helped me as a wrestler. You know, it helps you build attacks, build speed, and it teaches you to wrestle like a wrestler, not like a heavyweight, you know, like a bear.
You know who did that too? Jesse Wynn as well, a couple of years ago when he was at West Morris.
A couple
was a
years
135. Yeah, it was a while.
While ago.
What did the same thing? It was a 135 ballooned up. It was like a 190. It was throwing stuff you wouldn't even seen.
Yeah.
So, by chance, when you were eating, did you eat at Ginza Sushi, one of our sponsors? I'm just throwing it out there.
I did not.
We'll give them a shot. But listen, congratulations. We're very impressed by what you did there. I think you guys got a really great run coming up for you. You guys got to be the favorite for Group 4. I'm calling that right now. So congratulations. Enjoy this while you have it in front of your hometown. So congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you
congratulations. You're my OW, buddy. You definitely
Mine
deserve
too.
it.
Thank you.
Now we're wrapping up on the other ones. We're going to see who we can get. Coach Baig is going to go get his OW ballot put in. But listen, James, why don't you tell them about how they could be a sponsor?
Absolutely. Do you like what you see today? Are you looking for a way to advertise your businesses to customers? We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the 2023-24 season. So what you can do is you can sponsor one of our live streams or a local team page. Just click on a blank ad logo, which is the Your Logo Here button, and also be sure to also fill out the sponsor form. Let GardenStateHSWrestling.com make you the star of the show. We also like to take the time to thank our sponsors for today, Ginza Sushi, Market Tavern, the 19th Hole, and the Marketplace for providing financial support this season to allow GardenStateHSWrestling.com's broadcast of today's tournament of the Morris County Tournament here in Mount Olive High School. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage for today. And we just finished up here at 285 pounds. And let's also take the time to talk about our social media. Follow us on social media on Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, at Twitter, at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram, at GardenStateHSWrestling. And so hit that little like button down below and hit the subscribe button on our YouTube page for all of your wrestling needs. Your teams, your counties, your site. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is where it's at. We provide, and I mean we really do provide, the best wrestling coverage in the state of New Jersey. There is just no other team that covers wrestling as best as we do.
Now, we want to talk about somebody we want to chat with. Hall of Famer. We talked about it before. We mentioned it before. Hall of Famer, a guy I had the pleasure of covering, a guy who I actually use, and I don't even know if you know this, some of your tapes that I taped to you from your junior and senior year to help my nephew with wrestling. Ryan Harrington, two-time state champion, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. Congratulations. Just kind of talk about this.
I'm honored. You know, this has always been one of the fun tournaments of the season. Wrestled for Mendham. I was only able to win it twice, you know. Very competitive and always good to keep things local. And I'm honored that you're using my tape for you.
My nephew loved it. He's like, oh, he didn't really understand wrestling. I showed him. I go, this is what you do. And so he loved doing it. He uses it for that in football. Also, full disclosure, Ryan's Hawaiians, we're making it a big thing. I heard they're trying to change it on you. We got to let them know.
Nope, we're going to get a patent, and we're going to get them on every team. Every team will have Ryan's Hawaiians.
Now, you guys, you have done, as you get, congratulations for the interview. Listen, you've had a great career. Now you're in the coaching ranks. How does it feel? Because obviously as a wrestler, you could control your destiny out there. You were the man. You're out there. You do your stuff. You can control what you do. Being a coach, I know it's got to be a little more nerve-wracking, but seeing those kids you bring in and when it clicks, how does it feel as a coach?
That is a special feeling, very unique and rewarding, but it's different, you know. The guys coming into the team now are at a higher caliber of talent than probably when I left high school, so it's fun to kind of help them fine-tune the little things, and that's really all you got to do.
Well, listen, congratulations. Full disclosure, your dad sponsors us. That wasn't why we brought you on. I love having you on. You're a great guy, and I'm so happy
to
for
sponsor
you.
it, Dunn. You're the best.
Thank you so much. We're just going to wait for we're going to wait. 2:15 is going to get announced here.
Was such a great tournament here today as we're finishing up as they're rolling up the mats.
So they're going to have everything going on here. We're going to just wait on 2:15 coming through. But listen, we want to talk about it. Obviously everything went exactly how we wanted. Great tournament. We knew Del Barton was going to win. James, how does it feel being here at the 10th annual?
Well, I mean, obviously I've been doing this for the last several years or so, at least. Every year I've come here, this tournament never really disappoints. Besides HWS, of course, which is always going to hold close and dear to my heart, but I really like the Morris County tournament. I mean, I think it's just a lot of really great experience in wrestling. I just think it's just one of the best wrestling in the state of New Jersey. I mean, there's the Shore, obviously. That's one of the greatest ones. I like the Shore a lot. I think that they also have phenomenal wrestling. But the Morris County tournament, HWS, not very many county tournaments here that are as prestigious as this one, as Coach Baig comes right back over to us, handing in his OW matchup there for sure.
Yeah, I had to get my OW form in, so it'll be interesting to see who gets it, but I think my vote is definitely he's got to be way up there. I also want to give Manov a lot of credit. This isn't easy to run this county tournament. It's really tough, and I know it's easy to complain too, right? So I'm glad they've taken a lot of suggestions in this year and really helped not just the wrestlers out, not just the fans out, they've helped the coaches out as well, and I can't thank them enough. Colleen Souffle, she's the athletic director here. She's not even the athletic director in charge of the tournament, and she puts in a ton of time to get this done. Sean Smythe, Billy Romano, the entire wrestling staff, as well as all of his wrestlers, to make this tournament and get the mats out happen. And then to our tournament directors, Dave Doty and Billy Koch, thank you for all you guys did to make this happen as well, and my fellow coaches.
Great job. We're going to go here real quick to the champion here. We're going to go to the champion here at 2:15. Vincent Lee, congratulations. Talk about this win and kind of just how you're feeling.
I feel great about this win after taking second last year. It was one of my goals this year to win the counties.
Now, obviously, you guys are kind of clicking. If there's a way to say it in a nice possible way, Del Barton's coming together, and that's a scary prospect for a lot of teams. I know you guys got down at Rutgers coming up in the potential final rematch with St. Joe's. How do you guys feel you're matching up and clicking right now?
I think as a team right now, we're better than we've ever been. The 4 years that I've been here, I think we really work as a family. We all make each other better.
How do you foster that family? You guys are from different areas. Is it I've heard it was Fortnite. I've heard it's getting out. What do you do as one of the guys? Because I always find, you guys are closer than some teams I've seen.
Yeah. One of the things we do is we always play Fortnite together as a team, every weekend. And that helps us be closer as a family.
Does Pat Gordy still jump in and be horrible at it, or has he not been on in a while?
I haven't been on with him, but
I heard he was horrible a few years ago.
I've never played with him.
Now, just being it's your senior year, the traditional question, where do you plan on going to college next year?
I'm going to Duke.
So you're going to Duke, obviously wrestling at Duke?
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like a Stoll push there. Yeah. I know how he is. All that Duke stuff, it seeped in. But listen, congratulations. You guys earned a dominating performance by Del Barton, 15 straight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to get one more. We're just waiting on Martin. We're going to get Connor Martin over here, but let's bring it into the area. Hang on. We're going to get
But Coach Baig definitely, as we were talking about before, I don't think Mount Olive, they always do a great job running this tournament. Probably the biggest gym in Morris County, or if not one of the biggest for sure.
Second biggest gym in Morris County, yep.
Which one's the biggest gym in Morris County?
Morris Knolls.
Yeah, that is true. I forgot about that one too. But, other than those two gyms, you couldn't hold a tournament like this here, because you have fans from Del Barton, you got the Hanover Park fans that do come down, and then obviously you guys in Westmore Central do, and Mount Olive brings a good crowd too.
And it's good. It's a different adjustment. When I first started coaching at Mendham, and where the county tournament actually started was at Roxbury High School, and they did used to put down 5 mats, but they would have to push in some of the bleachers. And then as years went on, I don't know if it was their athletic director or what happened, but they didn't want to host it anymore, and Mount Olive was more than happy. And coming to here, the facilities, I don't want to say that they're just better than Roxbury and whatnot, but the facilities here are excellent. We weigh in the auxiliary gym, and there's never like a glitch. It's run really smooth, and that's a credit to Dave Doty, the way he set up weigh-ins moving forward. I run actually one of the weigh-ins. So this year I did the 90s, the 190s, 215s, and heavies. But we always split that up, and it runs so much smoother, and they've got the facilities here to allow us to actually do that, where you don't have that everywhere else. So, yeah, the gym space is one thing, but it's not just the gym space. You have to have spectators be able to have somewhere to eat, have the coaches' hospitality lounge and things like that. And Mount Olive, they can do it all. So
100%.
And while we're waiting real quick, we're going to come back into the Harrington studios. Donald J. Brower here with Coach Baig. This is a great tournament we got going on here. Just talk about it.
Talk about the tournament in general?
Yep.
I think it was an excellent Morris County tournament. This year, I think more than ever, we saw a gazillion tech falls and falls in the final, which we don't see, year in and year out traditionally, which really made the finals go by pretty quickly. We do know Del Barton's going to be the champion, and just to give you the last results here for the team scores, Del Barton dominated the tournament with 381.5 points, followed by Mount Olive with 221.5 points. Jefferson kept their spot at 147. West Morris did make the jump over Par Hills, so they had 112 points, where Par Hills finished in 5th with 109. Hanover Park rounded up the top 5 with 101 points.
Perfect.
So,
well, let's get the last interview in here. We got a man who just wanted heavyweight, man who doesn't get paid by the hour, a man who is ready to go here, the man who I'm going to get to my All-Star match this year. I don't care what you say. I know you play football. I know you're not. We're getting you there.
I promise you I do it, so I'm doing it. I already owe you one, too.
Connor Martin, the heavyweight from Del Barton. Listen, Del Barton, just kind of talk about this team. For years, Coach Baig and I have talked, the one hole in their lineup of everything was 215 heavyweight. It was a rarity thing. You guys, you and Lee have solidified that, making Del Barton even more dangerous. Kind of just talk about this team and just tell me what you guys think, going forward, how you guys are clicking.
I've had the opportunity to be the heavyweight for 3 years now, and I wasn't always as big as I am now. I was a little bit smaller, so I kind of had to fight, be a little scrappy. But now that I'm bigger, I kind of see a change in my wrestling. I can kind of do more of the style that I wrestle. I can wrestle more freely, and I don't need to be as cautious when I'm wrestling these bigger kids. Like that last match, that kid was pretty big, and I'm not really afraid to shoot on him now, but just get his feet moving and just open up my shots, and just a lot easier wrestling.
Is that something that kind of came from time, just getting it in there and kind of getting your legs under you? I mean, being a senior, and I know you're a really good football player for Del Barton, and we understand that, one of the best for Del Barton out there, Is that something that helped you with it, kind of going out there, getting that confidence?
Yeah, I would say just in practice, wrestling Darren Dungy, Morristown guy, Morris County
one of the
guy.
best. One of the
best. Just wrestling him in practice really just gives me that feel. And just, without him, it would probably just be a lot different, I think I would say. I wouldn't really have the much experience as I get in the room. And like a tournament like this where, I won last year and I was a finalist as a sophomore, but really just like being able to secure the first place and just being dominant in my matches and just being smart and like knowing what to do in certain positions and just wrestling through positions, it really just helped me a long way.
All right, well, you got to go get your medal. I didn't realize you hadn't come out yet, so listen, congratulations. We'll see you later. Great, best job.
Congratulations. Thank you.
They're going to get a picture for the team, but let's bring it in to the Harrington Company studio. Oh, hang on, maybe not. Is it not coming in? Or are we not going to have the Harrington? There we go.
You should have got a blue screen. We could have done a real studio look here.
I don't know. It's all good. Listen, we talked about this. Del Barton dominated. We kind of knew that. It came down to who was going to be the top public team. As you said, obviously it was Mount Olive. Deep run. Impressive run by Bienes there and everything he did. But really, really great job today by Mount Olive to be the #1 public team.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, again, it was an excellent tournament. I just said it before, but we've never had this many pins and tech falls in the finals. It really moved things along this year. Up and down, I thought the tournament was excellent. There have been some formatted changes, and that might be for the better. So we'll see how that pans out moving forward, what the coaches think of that, what the athletic directors think of that, and I think the wrestlers should have some input in that as well. Really excited to do this again. Really excited to be back with you, Don. So I appreciate
The original
you having
Garden
me.
State HSWrestling.com crew.
Yep. Well,
We
the
brought
original
James-
Morris County HS Wrestling
Yeah,
crew
we
morphed
expanded.
into.
Now we morphed into it. But listen, it was a great job. Listen, everybody did well. If you could have seen me right before we went in the air, I was a madman trying to get stuff done. But when it comes together like this, we get to cover such a great tournament. It's all about the love and the passion, and that's what I have for this sport. So if you want to help out, follow us on our social medias. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, and on YouTube. Like and subscribe. You'll get notified when we have our podcast, any of our upcoming matches. We're doing a couple districts this year. That'll be announced soon. We're doing a region. We're going to be doing some groups. And if you want to be a sponsor and be a part of that, how do you sponsor? Click on the Your Logo Here button. Fill out the form. Send me an email, admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. It's not expensive. I'm telling you, I'm not like other crooks that are in this business. It's very, very affordable. Listen, if you want to get your business advertised with the best, not the rest, come to GardenStateHSWrestling.com, the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. Don't listen to some goof, the used car salesman. I deliver the proof. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. But listen, I just want to say thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me again.
James, I was a little rough on you, but you pulled through in the end. That's what I respect. For everybody here, thank you guys so much. We hope to be here again. We'll see you soon.
See you. Bye.